frustrated with their players and the opposition as well. So, you know, get stuck into them more than the umpires. They do a fantastic job, and it's a damn hard game to umpire. Particularly, you actually got to be fit as well.
Having during my younger days, having umpired myself both on the boundary and in the centre, I've actually been out there in the whites when I used to do it. That's how long ago it was. But yeah, it's a tough job, but it's done by guys who do genuinely love their footy. I think some people don't realise that at times. They think they're just these, you know, morons who end up in green or white and make footballers' lives difficult. But they are guys who really love footy, and you know, they do it mostly because they love it. They don't get paid big dollars. You get a bit of pocket money when you're in high school running the boundary, but no, they are, you know, they're guys who give up their weekends and a lot of their midweek nights to umpire, and you know, the game wouldn't happen without them. It sounds like a cliche, but it's absolutely true. Yeah,
they get the best seat in the house. They get to listen to all the crazy banter that goes on. I'm sure you heard some good stuff.
Especially the banter directed at you by blokes who come up and shake your hand and want to be your mate and stuff 5 minutes earlier, and then once they cross the white line, they want to rip your head off.
Yeah, the banter between players would be funny at times, wouldn't it? Sometimes a bit too far,
yes.
But when you get some good stuff going on,
being out there in the middle and hearing guys say, "You're hot, you're hot, you're hot," and then back door, Willow, Doggo, nicknames. Every team's got a Willow, every team's got a Doggo or something like that.
There's a Doggo right out the front of the caravan. I'm huge on this point with the umpires. I mean, our game is so difficult to adjudicate. There are so many little nuances and idiosyncrasies with the game. I think that, and everyone harps on about trying to achieve this, I don't know, this consistency in adjudicating and things like that. I think it's impossible to achieve, because you've got, and interpretation's one thing that gets talked about a lot, and it's just a word that I think gets used in the wrong way sometimes.
It's especially difficult coming down to competitions like this. When everyone watches the AFL, they see the way the rules are interpreted in the AFL. You've got all the technology in the AFL. You've got replays, you've got you know, goal reviews and stuff now. You have none of that at local football level, yet people, because they're accustomed to watching it on TV, they sort of expect the game to be adjudicated in the same way. I mean, some of the competitions do have different rules, you know, things like deliberate out of bounds or other, you know, deliberate rush in the behind. Some of those rules are a little different at lower levels of the game. So, you know, and things, you don't have red cards and yellow cards in the AFL. You do it every other level of football. So from a spectator point of view, it can be a bit confusing and a bit frustrating at times.
So I do believe that, you know, the interpretation thing, you've got 3 or 4 umpires out on the ground. They're all individuals.
They've got the toss.
We have got the toss. Ben McInerney's won it. He's going to kick to the Ballarat Road end. There's a breeze blowing across the ground towards the scoreboard, so towards right half forward of where the Kangaroos will kick this afternoon. But just briefly back to the umpires, I do believe that, you know, interpretation is such an individual thing. You've got 3 blokes out there in the middle with 3 different brains. They're going to make different interpretations of what's happened. That's why rules should be as black and white and as simple as possible. Unfortunately, because the game is so complicated, they're not. And we're always going to be susceptible to mistakes. And I think people kind of lose sight of that when they are judging scrutinising the umpires, because the players are scrutinised as well, because they have to play this game that is just so difficult and so
they run confusing. Just as much as the players. They're exhausted by the end of the game.
Of course.
Well, a boundary umpire, especially a boundary umpire running a side by themselves on a big ground, will run far more than any player. Far more.
Yeah, so it's hard
and have to throw the ball in as well. So that's why often now you see, you know, 3 or 4 boundary umpires. You see boundary umpires sharing a side. I think we've got 3 here. So one of them will have the side to himself, and he will be a very strong runner.
Boundary umpire Cade.
As well as being a star footballer back in my days.
How happy were you when the ball's on the other side of the ground? You got to do the cheat.
Yes, you can cut the. You go up to the edge of the side of the square.
Yeah, cheat your way around, but that's smart though. Not cheating. That's smart.
So, gents, we're not far away. Both teams just in their huddles at the moment. The Kangaroos are making their way into their positions. Only a few minutes till this opening bounce. Who are we tipping?
I'm going to go with Deer Park here, the home side. I'm not going to stick out my neck too much and tip Sunshine. I do think they'll be more competitive than last week. Brendan Hallinan will have really put a rocket up them and will have thrown the magnets around to change the side up a bit and try a few tactical tweaks to try and catch out Deer Park like they did a little bit in the grand final last year. I'm looking for big games from Lions and Descent in the middle. I'm hoping Billy Burston can show a bit more and that the Sunshine midfield can deliver the ball with a bit more dare and a bit more speed into the forward line. Lockie Smart, I'm really looking for him to have a good game today. I'm also looking forward to seeing how the defence goes down there for Sunshine with El Hooley and Kavanagh. They're going to have their hands full for Deer Park. They know Purton Smith in the middle, but you know they do have some players who can step up in there. Mackenzie, Shannon Burns, Jason Kennedy down back, Tim Quick down back as well, Jace Perkins up forward. Kaimi McCarg, he's been a little bit quiet this season too, so perfect opportunity for him to really spark up today and have a big day. So plenty of quality players on show. I'm tipping the 5-time reigning premiers to get the job done though.
Well, I don't have much more to say than that. I'm also tipping the Lions. I think they'll be too strong today. Too many big names out for the Kangaroos.
Yeah, Lions as well for me. I think Chris Stewart should have a big afternoon. He'll give the run around to Matt Williamson this afternoon.
So the opening siren, Williamson and Stewart to do battle in the ruck from John McLeod Oval. Both rucks went up, they missed it. Lions took a clean centre clearance for the Kangaroos. Kicks it inside the 50, over the head of Burstons. Hemmons onto it, dribbles off. Late smother from the Deer Park defence was magnificent, and then it was thrown high onto the boot by Hemmons. He got his hands back onto it, but he misses near side. It's a crazy start, but a behind to the Kangaroos. So close to the opening goal there, Jess Hemmons. Great smother from Paul Bauer. That's what he's been brought in for. Terrific stuff. It's the little things make such a huge difference. Deer Park from deep in defence, out of the back half. Stewart sets himself, had it fisted it away. Umpire whistles and pays a free kick to Chris Stewart, who plays on around Williamson. No, he's been called back. He never came back onto his mark.
He gave Williamson a bit of a shove afterwards too. He's lucky not to have had that reversed.
Chopping of the arms. Chris Stewart, that's out on the full. That didn't quite catch that one. Misses by some margin. It'll be a free kick to Lions on centre wing.
It was like me off the tee with the driver, just slicing it.
So Lions gets it. It's called the play on now. Runs deep, goes to the barrel, gets onto the top, goes inside 50, but Stewart there pushed back well, took the defensive mark, and then he goes a little short one over the top. It's marked by Stevens. It's a stretch for it. He's at right half back. Now he goes back across the ground, finds Greenhoff. Yeah, Greenhoff goes long to the wing. He's got a play out there on his own. Langwell comes back, gets a good fist in, but belts it towards the Deer Park goal, sort of, but it goes out of bounds and with a throw in. It's 70 round for the Deer Park goal. The left half forward for them on the outer side. Nearly 2 minutes gone. Sunshine lead by the solitary behind. Deer Park get the score. The throw in now. Williams grabbed it out of the ruck, kicks it to half forward. Bouncy ball's picked up by Hutchison. That's Lachlan, gets their handball to Al Hooley. Dropped it. Now he's paddled the ball there. O'Callaghan got it. He goes out wide. It's not a good kick. Atkins helps him out, gets the handball. Now they will go. Callahan was barreled over by Van Reet. Van Reet got a kick, doesn't go, goes about 2 metres. Williamson grabs it for the Kangaroos. The ball's still hot inside the square. Finally picked up by a Deer Park player. The quick chick ball into Williams. It's a good kick and a good mark. Descent came back with the flight but couldn't make the spoil, and it's Williams who's taken the mark on the 50, and he'll go back for the first goal of the game. Yeah,
directly in front. Shouldn't really have a problem with the distance. He goes short.
That's a good kick. What do you reckon? 5 metres closer, 6 metres for Dyson Stevens, so he'll go have the shot.
Pretty poor defending there from the Kangaroos to leave him unmarked.
Wind blowing. It's not really favourable, is it, though, across the ground towards the scoreboard. So it'll be a right goalpost job, this one. Stevens comes in, 49 metres, kicks on its way, kept it low and kicked it hard and kicked it straight. So it's the first goal of the afternoon goes to the Lions and Dyson Stevens. They lead by 5 points, 3.5 minutes gone first quarter, 1 straight to 1 behind.
Brendan Hallinan will be disappointed with that. Some sloppy defence. Stevens just left all on his own after the previous player, Kennedy, was lining up for goal, and Stevens was just unmanned. They are a bit slack at the back here, Sunshine. They're sort of playing off their men a bit. You know, you got El Houli is playing on McCarg, and Kavanagh looks as though he's got Perkins, but other than that, they're not playing very tight, so they'll need to change that up.
So back in the middle, up they go. Williamson wins it down. McKenzie ghosts onto it for the Lions. Gets free, hooks a kick back to full forward. Oh, that was overrun there by Kavanagh. It comes to Kennedy. He missed the hand pass. It should have been bread and butter for McCarg, but it's mopped up by Blomley, and he sends it out the far side, searching for Langwell, but it's chopped off again by McKenzie, who's been busy. Delivers in looking for Stewart. Missed him. He ended up with his hands on it. Then he was caught high. The Kangaroos should have come away with it then. They've given away a sloppy free kick, so Stewart, a long way from home, tried to flick it over the top. In the end, it was a half spiral, and the mark's been taken by Perkins, who hit the pack hard and juggled it to his chest.
Is that deliberate torpedo or accidental?
Oh, I think it was definitely accidental, Willow. There's nothing purposeful about that.
Great mark by Perkins, just out muscled Kavanagh there, came hard from behind and just wanted it more, tumbled and took the mark. And how many times have we seen him kick goals from this range?
Well, he was given a free run at the footy. Jace Perkins from about 40 metres out in the left forward pocket, kicking right into the teeth of the breeze. It holds up, it's away to the right, it works back, and it is touched.
The post.
It flicked the post on the way through, is the call from the umpire. Deer Park 117, Sunshine 1 behind.
Interesting that Kennedy's lined up deep forward for Deer Park. We think of him more as a defender.
So they play on out of defence, the Kangaroos. Kick favoured the Lions though, up first hands to it. There was Britton, couldn't bring it down. At the back there was Williams, hooks a kick back inside the 50. Clicks got a play on it. Oh, brilliant by Perkins. Spins out of trouble, tried to get it back to Clicks in the right forward pocket. And now again Stevens, who floats a kick from nowhere on the pocket. It's across the face. Out of bounds on the full.
He was almost in the bar there, Stevens. So close was he to the boundary. He wasn't far away from kicking his second, though. They're really looking threatening here early doors, Deer Park.
Yeah, they really are.
Yeah, this game could almost be blown open soon, it seems, hasn't it? Sunshine, they really haven't gotten 50 since the opening seconds. It's been all Deer Park after that.
They just can't get stuck camped in their back half at the moment. Kavanagh has it, uses it short. It was a good kick for Atkins.
Atkins gets the handball. Now they look to repel from half back to the Kangaroos. It's a good short ball, finds Langwell. Still at right half back though. He goes down the line to Mongrel torpedo as well. Isn't the ball? We've had a couple of torpedoes today. Now a quick kick goes inside 50. Players trying to run back onto it. Paddled forward there by Smart in the Hemmings direction, and the ball goes through for a behind. It was rushed. So 2 points now, Sunshine. They trail Deer Park 1-1. 7-7 gone first quarter.
Very early still, but shades of last week about Sunshine. Very stodgy with the ball movement, and then they're pushing up very high and not getting back in transition. And when they do get the ball, there's not much to kick to in the forward line, as we saw on that occasion.
So McKenzie to do the kicking in. Stevens offers a lead into the pocket. It's ignored. And now the two big men, Stewart and Perkins, out the same side. The kick wasn't great. It favoured McEnany and Kavanagh. Neither could complete the mark, and now they can waltz out of defence. Van Reet receives the hand pass from Perkins, uses McCarg. Unusual to see him so far up the ground. He delivers nicely to Burns, who plays on around Al Houli, kicks inside the 50 to 2-on-2. Kennedy sets himself, gets over the back, Clicks is dangerous, gathers, uses his drink, snaps and goals! Stunning from Kevin Clicks in the forward pocket. The Lions with their second. 2-1-13. Sunshine 2 behinds. 8 gone opening term.
And Brendan Hallinan won't be happy with what he's seeing. Once again, Sunshine don't seem to be working hard enough in transition. They're pushing up high and getting back in numbers, but when Deer Park get the turnover, they're just catching him out at either end. When they go forward, there's not much to kick to, and when they get caught behind by Deer Park, their forward 50 is open and they're able to get over the back and kick easy goals like that. So worrying signs early for the Kangaroos. So
2-1-13 Deer Park lead Sunshine 2 behinds. The restart, Stewart grabbed it, left foot, kicked it in the back of Van Reet. And now a quick kick by Stewart again, goes to half forward. Is it a mark? It's been paid. Shannon Burns with the man on the mark on the 50. Dyson Stevens got the distance, no problem, from a similar spot. Shannon Burns going to back himself in.
He might have, I think he was looking to dish it off, but he's going to have a go now.
The former Melbourne and Geelong player will kick from about 54, kicks on its way. Distance looks all right, faded to the left, 1 behind. So margin an even 2 goals, 2-2-14. Plays 2 behind, 9 minutes gone. First quarter, Deer Park by 12 points.
Interested to see what they do from the kick in here. Sunshine, they have been caught in their back half with that short, stodgy movement of the ball. Will Danaher try and go long, or will they again just go short?
Danaher sends it out the far side, jumping up and almost completing a great mark there was Stewart. He couldn't bring it in, but they've got the numbers at ground level, the Lions, and back inside the 50. Underneath it, jumping up there was Afework, couldn't bring down the mark. Hand pass comes out for McKenzie, kicks to full forward. Perkins, can he juggle it? Not quite this time. And then it was socket out on the full. An unfortunate error there from Adam Al-Houli. It'll be a free kick to Perkins, who runs around, snaps, and is touched on the last line by Danaher, who got back just in the nick of time. But they're looking really dangerous, the Lions. 2-3 to 2 behind as the Kangaroos waste no time bringing it out. Lockie Hutchison sends a long ball from half back up towards half forward. Dropping the mark there was quick. He ends up with a footy, uses it for Greenhoff, and now again through the middle. This is Tester, kicks up towards right half forward. McKenzie's going to get a jump at it, couldn't quite. Perkins came from the back. McKenzie at ground level, tries to shovel it out. It was held in by the Kangaroos defence, and Ping for holding the ball. So Kennedy clearly didn't make enough of an attempt. And Danaher, who's done a few good things early,
needs to move it on quicker now. Too slow.
He had Quinn laterally closer to the boundary.
Oh dear.
He's got to go backwards right to his defensive goal line for O'Callaghan, who sends it out the far side. Needs to hit the target. Coming late there was Shannon Burns, affected the contest. A chance on the outer side for the Lions. Clever by Stewart, tries to knock it back to a dangerous spot. Good tackle there by Burns. Holds up the Kangaroos at left half forward. Hasn't really left the Lions attacking side. It'll be balled up 60 metres out.
And it's, there's signs of self-preservation already about Sunshine. They're looking to kick the ball and not make a mistake rather than take the game on. At
the stoppage, knocked defensive side of the pack for the Kangaroos. Close to the boundary line is McCarg. And they're all wrapped up. McEnany underneath. Ball up. We saw with Danaher moments ago, he had the chance to move the game on quickly and go down this wing. Instead, he kicked the ball backwards.
Thrown up, Stewart wins it. Williams couldn't pick it up. Abuweed at the bottom of the pack. Umpire's going to come and ball it up.
Around the grounds, Altona 2-3-15, Albion 3 behinds in the early going.
So we're on the 50, left forward pocket for Deer Park, out of side here. John McLeod reserve. Stewart wins the hit out. Van Reet couldn't quite run onto it. Abuweed tries to break the Stevens tackle. And he's earned the free kick. So too high that was against Dyson Stevens. So Abuweed will take the free kick.
Sunshine still not getting back in numbers to give him options.
Yeah, it goes back to Kavanagh, who takes the mark right on the goal line. So he's lucky the umpire's giving him a little bit of room. So Clicks was on the mark. He goes short up the middle, which is good. Oh, Hutchinson played on. What's the call? Oh, he was lucky there. Jeez.
It's a bit of charity there from the umpire, I think.
Yeah. Community around there. Oh, he was off, and he didn't know there was anyone around him. He goes short. It's a poor kick. Went in the Kavanagh direction. McCarg tries to bust through 3 Kangaroos. So ends up now with Kavanagh. Handballs in the middle to Lyons. Is in the centre of John McLeod. Over kicks to half forward. Can they get a mark? Williamson gathers on the bounce. Got the handball over to Hemmings. He's fumbled it. He's wrapped up in the tackle. Can he get boot to ball? The cavalry arrives for Deer Park and then wrapped up. Kavanagh in the tackle. The ball goes to half-back. It's with Descent. He's got the headband on now. Was it Burston's? Handball's back there to Hutchison. Couldn't gather on the fumble. Burston comes in again. Loose ball. Greenhoff on all fours. Can he pick it up? He can't. Ismail, he's brought to ground.
Good tackle.
And we'll get a ball up.
Gee, they should have had a goal there, Sunshine. They really should have.
That was positive for them, though. They took it on.
Yep.
They got it over the back. You know, Hemmings should have finished off, but the fact that they created that opportunity was a good sign.
So inside, Sunshine's attacking 50. Williamson in front. Burston burst through. Got a kick to it. Little Banana didn't quite get the distance. Now it's ball spills to Lyons. And he has a snapshot, but he's pulled it too far. It's one behind.
Should have done better there, Burston. I mean, we're a long way away, but he seemed to try to be a bit cute with that kick. He probably could have put more power behind it and really rammed it through.
2-3-15 plays 3 behind. Steer Park in front.
St Albans 4-2-26 over scoreless Wyndham Vale as well, so they've got an early jump. Kick out of defence for Deer Park, searching for Williams. That's a great mark. Jason Williams camped underneath it, juggled it, opposed to Declan Maloney rather. Wants to send it down the outer side. He's able to run around the mark a little too easily. Inside the middle of the ground, was tackled as he kicks a spiralling ball up towards half forward. Clicks looks dangerous at the front. Picked up there. He might get onto it again here. Clicks inside the 50. A chance for Williams. Gathers, might have been caught high by Abu Eid. Umpire blindsided. He'll ball it up instead at centre half forward. Deer Park 2-3, Sunshine 3 behinds. At the ball up, Descent gets the clearance. Only as far as Bauer. He's going to work the 1-2 and now run it down the wing. Mackenzie back to Bauer. This is good stuff from the Lions again. The build-up sublime. Bauer hooks a kick back to full forward. Numbers there for the Kangaroos. They need to get it out. The hand pass was ill-directed. It's back into the congestion. Umpire waves play on. It's still underneath. This time he'll ball it up.
Lovely transition there from Bauer. They just look so much more composed coming out of defence, Deer Park, than Sunshine.
35 metres out from Deer Park's goal, up by 12 at the 15-minute mark of the opening term. Al Hooley could have given it to Alice instead, hooked a kick up towards the wing. Good shepherd laid by Greenhoff for Stewart, and then Stewart obliged and gave it back to him. His kick inside 50. Kavanagh opposed to no one, probably could have taken the mark, went the spoil, got it back and then turns it straight over to Trent Williams.
Well, there's a perfect example of what I was talking about. Kavanagh just rushed, going too quick with that kick and turning it over.
He felt the pressure too. Should have taken the mark, Kate.
Well, he played off Perkins and it very nearly went over his head. He had to, at the last minute, put the fist up to stop it going onto Perkins' chest.
Would have put 2 hands up and marked it. Williams from 55 metres out. Right-hand goalpost, works it back for a goal. No. Gee, it looked good from here.
Can't have missed by too much. Lovely looking kick off the boot.
A minor score for Deer Park. So, for all their dominance, only 13 points ahead. 16 minutes into this opening term, but Sunshine certainly needs a steadying goal.
Sunshine pushing up very high. There's not a Sunshine player past the centre circle. And that's a worry for them because they don't seem to get back with much pace.
So Danaher does the kicking. He plays on, drives it long to right half back. Fist there, picked up by McEnany. Gets the handball over the top to Burston. Sucked the one hand out. Can he gather it? Still paddling in front of him. So it's a good play so far by Burston. He might have given it up. No, he's won the free kick. So well done there, Billy Burston. Got the ball in centre wing.
There's no one to kick to.
So they're right half forward now. The Kangaroos, inboard kick to Burston.
Again, slow ball movement. Park have got numbers back and there's nothing to go to now.
It's Burston now, goes to half forward in the smart direction. That's a good mark. And 50. Dyson Stevens ran over the mark, so this should be a certain goal for Sunshine to Lockie Smart. He'll be taken straight to the goal line.
Well, this is a good opportunity. Good mark above his head by Lockie Smart. Deer Park have got back in numbers, but Smart clunked the mark, and we know what happened in the grand final in the final minutes there. He dropped the mark and basically dropped the premiership. He has a chance to get a little bit of redemption here.
So Smart from the goal line puts it through. Sunshine's first of the afternoon. They trail now by 7 points. It is Deer Park 2-4-16. Sunshine 1-3-9. 17 and 3/4 minutes played opening quarter.
Yeah, well, as you mentioned before, Pep, for all their dominance, Deer Park, Sunshine only find themselves a couple of points down on the scoreboard. So having been comprehensively outplayed in these opening minutes, to be as close as they are is a positive for Sunshine, and they've got a goal on the board now. Just got to move the ball a bit quicker, and who knows what they can do. They've certainly got some firepower up there to hit the scoreboard.
Well, that's just an opportunity they couldn't afford to give Sunshine Deer Park. They've let them back in. 7 points up the lines at the bounce. Descent copped a slap in the face, and he'll earn the free kick for it. No malice in it, just going for the footy and missed it, the lines there. It's a Descent from the centre circles. 18.5 minutes gone. Uses it. Just got it over the head there of his intended target in Glowacki, and it allowed the Lions to win the footy, but that kick was poor and it's just dribbled out of bounds on the outer side.
And he was going sideways anyway. I mean, why wasn't he going to the forward 50? There was no forwards presenting, so he went wide and was way over the head of his teammate. That's probably the one knock on him. Descent gets a huge amount of the footy, but his foot skills in particular can let him down.
Straight down win, so just put a bit too much on at that time. He might win the clearance this time. He gets his hands on the footy, then he's tackled. Umpire circles. He will call for it. It'll be balled up on the edge of the centre square on the outer side. Deer Park 2-4. Sunshine 1-3. Close to time on. Greenhoff with the more telling tap in the ruck. It falls to the foot of the pack. They're still grappling for it. It's not going to come out though. Umpire lets them play for some time and now blows his whistle. We go again. Atkins roved the tap of Greenhoff, but then spilt it. Van Reed ends up with it, and he's tackled by two Kangaroos. We'll do it again. So just a little stalemate as we see it. I'm sure that won't worry the Roos too much. That's a better tap there from Williamson. They've got a bit of space. Here's Hutchison, throws it onto the boot. That's Matt, kicks up in the Burston direction. It bounced past him. Great defensive tackle inside 50. Here's Glowacki. Hand pass was astray. McKenzie, he got it from Stevens, and now the kick out towards the broadcast wing. It's a foot race there. A chance for Langwell, who came from behind to pick the football up and then gave a slick handball to Descent. He worked it back towards Danaher, kicks up towards half forward. A chance for the Kangaroos. Ben McEnany was caught. Umpire waves play on. Ball spills out to Quinn, who's slipped the tackle, gives it to Langwell. Kick inside the 50. One-on-one contest. Hemmons beaten to it by Tester, who might be happy to seek the boundary. Hemmons snatched it from him. Snaps a goal.
What a goal!
Something from nothing for Jess Hemmons. He shows his quality in the clinches.
I don't think the all clear's been given yet, guys. Now it
has. Now. Back within a point as we tick to the 21st minute of the opening term. Deer Park 2-4-16. Sunshine 2-3-15. And in the shadows of the Ballarat Road end, they've been able to snag a goal, the Roos.
That's exactly what Brendan Hallinan would have wanted before the game, but take some risks, get the ball long, and then use their forward pressure to create opportunities. That's exactly the sort of football that they were planning to play. They haven't been able to play it so far in this game, but it shows the dividends that can come when they take risks, move the ball on quickly, because they certainly have those forwards down there who can cause damage, and Hemmons is one of them.
So back-to-back goals for the Kangaroos. The umpire restarts play. Rucks couldn't get it, the hit out, but it falls to Descent. Got their handball to Abu Eid, running past from half-back. Quick kick, it's not a great one. Can Quinn run onto it? No, it's Atkins that grabs it for the Kangaroos. Handballs back to Abu Eid. Now they work through the centre of the ground through Hutchison. It wasn't a great ball, but Hutchison mops up. Abu Eid kept running now. He drives inside 50. Hemmons there, it's caught under it. The ball spills to the front of the pack. Burston. Handballs back there to Hutchison. Runs around his opponent. Goes into the pocket looking for a mark, but the kick's misdirected. And the mark's been taken by McKenzie, left back pocket.
A lot of Sunshine players are flat-footed when they get the football.
So McKenzie forced to handball. Now they might have mucked it up. Now the ball comes to Descent, who forces the pressure, goes towards goals, kicked it. Kangaroos in front now by 5 points. 23-3, 21 to 2-4, 16, 22.5 gone first quarter.
Well, this is a terrific rearguard action here by Sunshine, just showing the benefits of getting the ball into their 50 quicker, and then they're able to get down there in numbers and really apply some pressure, and that's how they've got the last 2 goals. Benny Descent, a well-deserved goal there for him. He's been terrific. Has made some mistakes by foot, but you cannot question his effort, and he just keeps racking up the footy, and he also applies a lot of pressure and can kick a goal as well. So great performance this by Sunshine to get right back in this game.
So it's 3 goals in the last 4.5 minutes from Sunshine. They've come in a flurry. We return to the middle, 23 minutes gone. They're up by 5. Williamson wins it down, Descent, got it back to Williamson. His hand pass was astray. It's picked up by Williams, and then he gives it to Lyons, though. Turned over again. He's been good. Hand pass over the top, kick inside 50. Burston sets himself, couldn't take the mark. And the numbers are with the Lions underneath, so they clear the danger zone. And somehow in space again, Shannon Burns, he can work it up the line for Ban Reid. He's going to get confronted by Al-Huli. He steps around him. He's got to be quick. Langwell's closing. McCarg from 50 can steady. He kicks towards goal. Perkins was there. He probably could have given it off. Misses to the far side. Miners scored at Deer Park, and they're 4 points down.
That was classy ball movement, wasn't it?
Oh, yeah. 2-5 to 3-3. And the Kangaroos just with a little confidence. Lockie, Hutchison marks. 70 metres from his defensive goal. Gives the hand pass to Hemmons and then gets it back. This is good running. Kicks inside the 50. Wants the target. It's fisted down in the Burston's direction. He can rove the pack. He lays the tackle. Umpire lets them play. It spills out. Here's a chance. Kick inside the 50. That's a mark. And it'll be a shot at goal.
Lawaki, I think.
Again, we've seen the benefits. Again, we've seen the benefits of Sunshine moving the ball quicker. They whisked it right down the outer side of the ground, a long kick in, and some run and carry out there. And now they've got another shot on goal.
Kicks on goal and drills it. They're out by 10 points now, Sunshine. This has been quite the turnaround in an intriguing opening term of football. We're at the 25-minute mark. The Kangaroos 4-3-27. Deer Park 2-5-17.
And Deer Park will be kicking themselves a bit. They've butchered a few opportunities, including one there for Kwame McCarg a few moments ago, who's behind, led to that rebound from Sunshine that got the next goal. So they've had the more scoring shots. They've been much the better side for the bulk of the quarter, but they'll go into the first change behind. So Mark Bullen with some thinking to do.
The Sunshine with the last 4 goals. Stewart gets the hit out from the restart, but ball spills to Lyons. He kicks it to half forward in the Burston direction. Got forced under it. Was at a mark at the back. Umpire says
yes.
No, it is.
Maloney.
I thought it was going the other way. I thought it might have been the bow, but it's Maloney at centre half forward. He goes the kick in the smart direction. Wasn't well directed. Now the Lions look to repel from the fence. Williams kicks it. It's a good kick. Finds Williams at centre. Van Reet, sorry, he's at centre half back. Goes out in the McCarg direction. He marks. As expected, plays on immediately. McCarg kicks in the Perkins direction. Oh, drop what he should have taken. But he tries to butter up. Still a loose ball. Plays all over the ball. Clicks comes in now with some strength. He tries to barge through the tackle. Umpire says play on. A quick snap from the pack there was by Krithararis. And it goes across the face. And it's 1 behind margin, 9 points. Sunshine 4-3-27. Lead Deer Park 2-6-18. 26 gone. First quarter.
Just being a little cute, probably need to pay the percentages more there, Deer Park. They should have got a goal out of that forward movement. Still look dangerous on the counter attack. Just need to, just not try and be so fancy.
So Danaher plays on from his defensive goal square, kicks it straight up the guts. Atkins affected the contest, spilt the ball clear, and they win the clearance through Matty Hutchison. Up towards half forward, the bounce didn't favour the Deer Park defence, and Atkins runs and gets it back. Kicks over the top to Quinn, running through the centre square from 50, just guides it into the pocket. Hemmons is there, he gathers, he was shoved in the back, and the umpire doesn't pay it. Instead, the all clear is signalled, a behind rushed for the Kangaroos. Perhaps unlucky not to win a free kick. It looked a blatant push to me. Boys, I don't know about you.
Hemmons should have let it go. It was going to bounce through.
Anyway, out of defence, and just like that, straight all the way to the wing. Burns is involved. McKenzie back to Burns, takes a couple of bounces, might need a third, and he does. He can hook it back towards the middle. He takes a fourth bounce, hand pass to Clicks. Can he snap the goal? He shrugs the tackle instead, has to give it back to Williams. They've lost it. The Kangaroos poised in defence. That's a poor hand pass from Al Hooley. Clicks barges through. Blomley gets onto it, hacks a chaos ball out of defence underneath it. Quinn takes the mark and go back through the middle. Lockie Hutchison almost ran into trouble again. This time he spins away. He's got nothing to go to. Hand passes laterally, and now it's again Burstons off half back, delivers up to half forward. Hemmons the target. Fist came from the defence of Deer Park, and now they can move it forward. A chain of hand passes down the wing, and Shannon Burns comes up with it. He missed the hand pass. The Kangaroos with a lot of pressure at the moment. Burstons dives in. Well, surely it'll be balled up. Is it going to spill out? It does. Atkins comes up with it. It's a hot footy at the moment. The kick overshoots Hemmons, who was the target. Van Reet gets onto it, sweeps a hand pass back to full back. Chris Stewart's camped there. His kick's dangerous. Langwell came late. McCarg made it work. Willow, help me out. No. He gives it over the top.
All right, now they're at centre wing now. The ball's with Stevens. He's got time, gets around Langwell. And there's the siren.
I could have hung on for a few seconds.
You could have hung on, Pep.
And also tighten up their structure behind the ball. They lost their shape behind the ball, their zone, so he wants to tighten that up. He's throwing Kwame McCarg on the ball, not a bad option when things are getting a bit tough, and Stevens is in there too.
Well, they did look good at times still. Deer Park just need to put the score on the board. There's a whistle off the play from the opening bounce. They're going to call it back.
Quick around the grounds, Werribee District's 5-3-33 lead. Caroline Swings 1-1-7.
Not sure how you can... Did they throw the ball outside the circles? Didn't think that was possible when you're throwing the ball up. That's just bouncing.
It's not that windy.
Anyway, we go at it again. McCarg, hands to it. Didn't take it cleanly. Had to go back to McKenzie. He was in a bit of trouble. Bauer was there. As was Maloney. Hit it, slapped away from him. Hand pass comes out to McCarg.
Had about 6 commando rolls too after he took that for dramatic effect. Kevin Clicks got a wrap by Mark Bullen at a quarter time too. He's very happy with his attack on the ball. He'll be even happier if he kicks a goal here.
He's got a decent journey to cover from about 45-50 metres out. Kevin Clicks, journey no problem, and squeezes it in at the left-hand post. A goal to Kevin Clicks to start the second term. And he cuts the margin to 4 points. Deer Park 3-6-24, trailing Sunshine 4-4-28.
Well, that's exactly what Mark Bullen ordered. He threw McQuarg and Stevens onto the ball, and it was those two players who got the clearance there and got the ball deep into the 50, and Kevin Clicks finished off. That was really the area where Sunshine gained ascendancy in the latter part of that previous quarter. They were winning at the clearances at the coalface, but with McCarg in there, they should be able to redress that difference, and Benny Descend and Kwame McCarg now going head-to-head.
So Clicks looking the most lively of forwards for the Lions, and they're going to win the clearance again here. The hand pass a little wide of Tester at half-back. It got out okay. Now to Williams. They've worked it all the way back to their defensive 50. This is good pressing by the Kangaroos, and then it's socked straight out of bounds on the full. It will be a free kick out of nothing at half-forward. It's going to be taken by Glowacki up against the boundary line. A long way from home. He sends a long ball to the teeth of goal. Camped underneath it, fisted through, and happily escorted over. Rushed behind.
We'd like to have gotten some more options up there.
It's a horrible kick. Horrible kick in. Allows Atkins a play at it. He tipped it away from McCarg and took the mark. And he'll have a set shot now.
Sunshine big forwards just not presenting hard enough. They're relying on their smalls to provide pressure, but they'd really love a mark from someone like Burston or Maloney.
Well, Burston seems almost to be playing a little further up the ground today. Here's Atkins. A chance to make the Lions pay for a rare error coming out of defence. He whacks it at goal from 40 metres out and squeezes it in. The instant answer from Sunshine. They reset things at 11 points, 5-5-35. Deer Park 3-6-24, 3 gone second term.
Well, Mark Bullen's gotten exactly what he wanted from his side after the quarter-time break and exactly what he didn't want. A good goal because of a clearance by Kwame McCarg earlier, and then again a skill error in their back half leading to a goal from Sunshine. It still took a great kick from Chris Atkins to put it through, but it came about because of the Deer Park defence turning the ball over and just not looking as sure with the footy as they often are.
So back from the restart, Stewart wins the hit out. And then got it to McKenzie, the handball out wide. Now they go wide inside 50 in the forward pocket. The ball bounces over the back to Perkins. He gathers on the bounce. He's run down in the tackle. Quite a quick kick. It fell in the hands of Clicks. And Clicks gets the instant reply from the goal line, pretty much. Kevin Clicks there got his second of the quarter and his third of the afternoon. And they trail by 5 points, Deer Park. It is 4-6-30 to 5-5-35. It's a shootout now at the start of the second quarter.
Yes, not something we anticipated, Willow, before the match, but really I suppose it's good conditions, a fast ground, and two very skillful sides, so I suppose we shouldn't be too surprised. But Kevin Clicks, he really looks dangerous up there. Whenever the ball hits the deck, he just goes at it 100 miles an hour, and when he gets the ball, he's got a lot of skill too. He still had a bit of work to do to get that boot on ball. There was a few Sunshine players there. I thought maybe one of them might have got a touch to it, but Kevin Clicks knows where they are. He knows how to hit the scoreboard, that's for sure.
And there's no score reviews at this level of footy. Back in the middle, McCarg wearing Lions like a glove. Lions still gets his hands to it, but McCarg sharked the footy, brought down in the tackle. Umpire calls for it. It'll be balled up. Still inside the circles.
A lot of circles out there.
There's a couple. At the throw up. There's one down by Stewart. Forward of the football. Clearance comes the way of the Kangaroos from the back edge of the square. It gets over the head of Atkins. It was dropped though by McKenzie. Spills loose. Burstons with a play at it.
Good tackle.
He was brought down in the tackle. So was McKenzie. Thrown onto the boot by Smart. Chance for Hemmons in the pocket. Can he get there before Kennedy? He doesn't. Kennedy's more than happy to just escort it out of play.
Full back now?
Yes, he's staying in exactly the same spot. He was full forward last quarter, full back this quarter. Maybe there to shore things up because they do look uncharacteristically jittery back there, Deer Park.
I don't mind the play of Hemmons deep. Provides them with something perhaps they haven't had before. The throw in, it reaches the back. Strong tackle by Lions. That's not going anywhere. And the umpire calls for it immediately. A ball up at full forward for Sunshine. They're up by 5.
Really good forward pressure here, forcing turnovers from Deer Park, Sunshine.
Stewart tried to belt it away, couldn't. Still a ball inside 50. Good tackle there on Van Reet. Ball spills loose, picked up by McKenzie. Got the little handball. Now they look to clear to do the Lions. They find Burns. Still inside defensive 50. He's got a player on inside the centre square. That's Williams. He marks. Still at half back though. Bauer providing the lead. Good lead there by Bauer. On his left side on the centre wing, little chip over the top. Oh, put his teammate under the pump. Al Hawley crunched him. Still play on. The Hutchison came in, wrapped up by Williams. Is that McKenzie?
Set him up.
He got set up there, and Al Hawley.
Now it's Sunshine.
Good defender do should crunch a bloke. That's what they do, don't they?
Yep.
Stewart with a double belt up. Ball now somehow kicked high inside 50. Descent stands under it. Wasn't 15. Umpire called play on. But ball's with Clicks. He goes with the right side outside of the boot. Doesn't quite get the distance. Ball's inside the goal square. And a free kick. The other way of the Kangaroos.
Wasn't far away from goal number 4 there, Kevin Clicks.
No, it wasn't. Callahan takes it. Abu Eid in the back pocket. Clicks on the mark.
Interesting that now Deer Park seem to be moving the ball slower.
Now Descent. He's just kicked it across the face of goal. So he's in the left back pocket now. Now he's forced to go long towards the scoreboard. It's a poor kick. It's chopped off there. I think what Booth takes the mark. He goes inside 50 with a low ball. Mark spoken by Kritharis, but he's wrapped up in a tackle immediately. He's been ping-ponged the ball.
Gee, that was hot.
So
he obviously thought it was a mark. He didn't see it touched.
Good intent though by Ben Descent to lay the tackle. Sunshine by 5 points. 5-5-35 plays 4-6-30.
Also a good example of Sunshine's pressure. They've really upped their pressure since midway through the first term.
So from left half back, dangerous ball into the middle, almost a mark to Ben McEnany. It spills loose, chance for the Lions on the outer side. Strong tackle laid on Williams. It's not coming out. Ball up. At the ball up, there's been a whistle picked out. It's a free kick to Deer Park. It'll go to Chris Stewart. 5-point lead to Sunshine on 88.9 Win FM. Pepe Cavalieri, Andrew Wilson and Cade Lucas with you. If you're at the ground, 90.1's the frequency as Stewart goes up towards right half forward and it's fisted out of play.
They're pretty static with their ball movement now, Deer Park, and their forwards weren't really presenting on that occasion either. It's almost like they've got a bit of the Sunshine disease from the first quarter.
It's a shootout in the first few minutes, wasn't it? Now it's stagnant.
So Greenhoff wins it down to Krithararis. He was brought down in the tackle. A chance there for Afi Work. Couldn't quite work it free. He goes again, does really well. Chance for the Lions though. Hooked kick back inside the 50. Good defence from Abu Eid. He kept clicks away from the footy and it's seen out.
It's interesting to see how their forward line functions now, Deer Park, because Greenhoff's gone down there. He's like the hit up forward, but with McCarg in the midfield and no James Kondos, the sort of firepower we've become used to isn't quite there.
So Maloney wins the hit out. Just under the scoreboard here, John McLeod reserve. Atkins with a clearance now, high ball to centre wing. Van Reet takes the mark. Well, the umpire's been called to play on. Ball must have been touched. The ball's back with Van Reet. Handball's over to Stewart. On his left side, hooks one around the corner, but it's been chopped off. And the Kangaroos will look to attack. Now they drive it long to half forward. Williams is under it. And the mark's taken, so it's Kennedy takes the mark. He gets the handball in the Mackenzie direction. Wasn't a good handball, but he had time to butter up. Now Kennedy's got it again, handballs again. This time he hits the target there in Mackenzie, and the short ball finds Tester on centre wing. Goes out wide. Can they get a mark with a big spoil there by Al Hooley? Punches it towards the boundary line and it goes out of bounds, and we'll just get a throw in next to the Deer Park interchange bench and the new fancy coach's box. So it's 10 minutes gone now, nearly 11. 5-point lead to the Kangaroos. 5-5 plays 4-6 on 88.9 Win FM. Tossed in for Greenhoff in front, won the handball, but it was Descent who got the quick handball, but it's chopped off now by Williams. He got the handball away. Now they go inside 50 through McCarg to the lines, and the ball's chopped off. Good mark by O'Callaghan, and he'll get the switch.
So O'Callaghan across his defensive half back line for Al Hooley. He works it up for Atkins on the defensive side of the outer wing. Now the hand pass to Kavanagh. He kicks it up towards half forward, and there's an infringement against Billy Burston.
They're on here if he can move it quickly, Burston.
He's got the lead coming out the goal square from Glowacki. He ignores him. Not really sure what he wants. He can put it on Williamson's head. He's got one-on-one. He's got the height advantage, but Stewart jumped at it from behind. Takes the mark, gives it to a better ball user there in Burns, and he delivers through the middle. And now Williams, who's been lively, hand passes up to Krithararis, kicks the Lions inside 50, and Perkins reaching out and taking the mark in the forward pocket. Too good, Deer Park on that occasion. Swift ball movement through the guts.
Bit of a nothing kick there by Burston. Didn't go deep enough, did it, inside 50. And it was a shallow entry, and they were able to repel very quickly.
Lack of marking targets. I mean, Burston normally is that marking target, but he's playing further up the ground, and he was kicking the ball, and he had no one to really aim it at.
Jace Perkins, only about 30 metres out, slightly angled to the left. For his first goal of the afternoon, no mistake. Deer Park returns to the lead at John McLeod Oval. 12.5 minutes gone in this second term. The Lions 5-6-36, Sunshine 5-5-35.
Yeah, just steady the ship here a bit, Deer Park, and the big advantage they've got is that they do still have those tall targets up there, such as Jace Perkins. He probably needs to lift his game a bit, been a bit quiet so far, whereas Sunshine, they lack those targets, and they're really relying on their forward pressure to create goals. And you'd think over the course of the day that the sharper edge of Deer Park's attack might win out.
To back in the middle, it's Maloney wins it. Deer Park play down in the squares at Greenhoff or Stewart. Slow to get up.
Seen a cop one in the eye or something as he went up for the ruck there. He's still in a bit of trouble. He's very unsteady on his feet.
Williams it is. So the umpire just gets play underway again. Ball paddles out to the outside. Running on it, there's Booth. Bends it around the body, goes in the Burns direction, gathers on the bounce, handballs back to Williams. Centering ball, turned it over, shocking kick. Maloney marks it, now he drives it to half forward. Golowaki's going to sit under it. Kennedy does the spalling from behind, balls back into the centre. Hutchison's get it, can he break the tackle? Got the handball,
now they're away.
Got lucky with that handball into the other Hutchison, then the ball goes inside 50 in the Williamson direction, and he sees it towards the boundary line, and then gets met by Tim Quick over the boundary line, and we'll get a throw in. About 40 round from the Kangaroos goal. They kick to the club rooms end here at John McClellan Reserve. Well, it's the right on your dial, listening on the radio.
It was good by Williamson. Was never going to win the contest with 2 against him. Just made sure it went out of play. At the throw-in, a chance for Bauer. Breaks through the pack, hooks it out of defence. A chance for the Kangaroos again. It's chucked on the boot there by Declan Maloney. It's a high ball. Who's going to mark it? Quick's camped underneath it.
Again,
he took a deep breath and took the mark.
No forward targets. Maloney's one of them, and he was kicking the ball.
Hand pass comes out to Van Reed, allowed to run the outer edge of the half-back line, and then his kick was skewed out to the side. It bounces inside the field of play, but goes out. So, gets the Lions out of the danger zone for now. It'll be tossed back into play. Left half forward for the Kangaroos. Maloney grapples with Williams in the ruck. It's knocked towards the boundary line, collected there by Burns. Uses it there for Booth. That's Bronson. His kick was not on target, and it's intercepted by Kavanagh, who uses it really nicely. Atkins takes the mark. Kick was partially smothered. Umpire waves play on it, gets to the back. Burston's at ground level. Hand pass over the top. Atkins again, never took it cleanly, then was claimed by the defence of Deer Park, and it spills out.
They're just lacking a big man at the moment, Sunshine. Williamson's having to go forward. He can't ruck all day by himself, and Maloney has to go in there. He'd be better served down forward too, so they're just lacking an extra big man that Jesse McEnany would normally be.
At the throw-in, it's knocked out of defence. That was almost a throw there from Kuthararis. It was allowed to go. Hemmons, descent goes in. It was socket out of the defensive area by McKenzie for Deer Park. Perkins comes up to meet it, knocked off the footy, spills out of play before they could pick it up. It'll be thrown in on centre wing with Deer Park up by a point. 16 minutes gone on 88.9 Win FM.
It's a throw in on centre wing, outer side. Maloney wins it. McKenzie couldn't pick it up. Now he goes in and lays the tackle. Umpire come in and ball it up. So 1 point lead to Deer Park. 5-6 plays 5-5. WRFL match of the day. Andrew Wilson, Pepper Cavalieri, and Cade Lucas here at John McLeod Reserve. Umpire throws up. Williams gets the clearance, drives it long to half forward, clicks with pace, ran onto it. Tried to get the handball away to his teammate running past there in Nichols. Couldn't quite pick it up. Then used his body well, and O'Callaghan and got a quick kick into the forward pocket. Stewart tries to keep it in, but he can't, and we'll get a throw in right next to the left behind post. Deer Park end of the ground, Ballarat Road end they're kicking to in this second quarter. 17 minutes about to tick over. If you're at the ground, tune into 90.1 for the unbuffeted feed. Umpire restarts play with the throw in. Short throw in, Stewart grabbed it out of the ruck, tried to get a kick away. Atkins tried to get the ball. Ball's with Burston, I think, down there. Ball spills to O'Callaghan. He's wrapped up in a tackle and taken over the boundary line. And we'll get a throw in, 35 round maybe from the Deer Park goal.
But Burston and Williamson have just come off for Sunshine, so they're really lacking some height now.
So the throw in, Stewart worked his way to the front. Clicks, Dudwell tries to barge his way through, broke a couple of tackles, got the handball to Burns on his left side, was in the wrong pocket, kicks a high ball to full forward. And the mark's taken there by Al Hooley on the last line of defence.
Doesn't have a lot to go to, Al Hooley. A bit of confusion as to where he needs to take the kick from. Through the behind, says the umpire. Hasn't been given a whole lot of space.
Deer Park have had time to set up their zone now. And
Ooh.
he's only got
Al-Huli
short
floats a
options.
kick, dangerous. Well done by Hutchison, uses it sideways for Abu Eid, whose kick was really good for descent, had it knocked out of his hands after he'd taken the mark, not 50. He kicks in the direction of Matt Hutchison. He's got company there by
Burns.
Burns.
Quickly.
And now a little kick out to the side. And now Lockie Hutchison has it. The symmetry between those two has been quite good this afternoon. They know where each other are at all times. Must be something to do with brothers or something, I don't know. He's a long way from home though, Lockie Hutchison. This will lift them from outside the arc at right half forward. He lays into it. It's got to work back a little bit more on the breeze, and it doesn't. Not quite. The journey, no problem though. Easily made the distance. He ties things up, 5-6, 36 apiece. Lockie Hutchison with his first score of the day. And Deer Park work it out the far side for Booth. He's got it at right half back. Sends a long ball in the direction of Stewart. Sandwiched between two Sunshine players and takes the mark.
Strong grab.
Bloomley at the front, Descent at the back. He waits. Stewart measures the kick to half forward. It was poor. He wanted Krithararis, but Descent filled the hole. Good defensive running from the midfielder. It's a hot topic of discussion at the moment in the AFL, Willow.
It is.
Defensive running from superstar midfielders. Abu Eid has it. He chisels the ball into the middle. Alice should have taken the mark. They were through if he could take it. Now the Kangaroos have lost the footy and the Lions have mopped up. Well done by Lions, speaking of them. Lays the tackle, gives the Kangaroos another chance through the middle. And they've got it again. Descent. Four to the play. They got four to the play. Here we go. Running through the middle of John McLeod Oval. It's a long ball to an open goal square. How will it bounce? It's left of centre anyway. It's missed.
If only he had a target to kick to there.
Hutchison rather, who had the shot.
If only he had someone presenting. Kennedy with the kick in. Deer Park looked much better down back with him there as a cool head. He's been playing that loose man and they look much more solid.
Little purple patch at the moment for the Kangaroos. Kennedy wants to send it long down the middle. Green off the target. Strong fist came from Al-Huli at the end. It spills to the front. Running through the middle of the ground here. They've worked it back up towards their half-forward line, the Kangaroos. That's where it's going to stay.
Both sides really flooding up and down the ground. Jace Perkins is up on the wing here. Not often you see him that far up the ground.
So a ball up. 50 out from the Kangaroos goal. Ball's battled into the middle. Hutchison tried to get it. Atkins tried to pick it up. McCarg does now. He handballs over the top to Williams. Gathers. That's to do a U-turn, kicks into space. There's a real good kick. McCarg takes the mark in front of Danaher now. He kicks a quick one inside 50, and the mark's going to be taken there by Krithararis. Quick, slick ball movement there by the Lions, and now all of a sudden they're having a shot.
Great stuff by Kwame McCarg. Athleticism, won the clearance, then kept running and then took the mark from the resulting kick. And helped it on towards the player who's having the shot on goal now, Krithararis.
So Krithararis, from about 50, slide angle, kicks on its way, looks pretty good, swinging right late, but he's got the journey and the accuracy. He's got his first of the afternoon, Will Krithararis, and the lead Deer Park back to 5 points, 6-6, 42 to 5-7, 37, nearly 22 played of this second quarter.
Yeah, well, it's Krithararis, so we'll get the goal against his name in the scorebook, but it should go to Kwame McCarg. He created that, won the clearance, then burst away, and then almost marked his own kick. Just great athleticism and speed and endurance to keep going, and he's really given them a lift since going into the midfield. He's now had a rest up forward, but he's certainly given them a lift at the coalface, McCarg.
Maloney in ruck against his opposing number 2, Stewart, who's going to get it back from Ismail. Wants to find him again, but it's chopped off by Descent. Tackled by Ismail. Mackenzie spins out of trouble. Sends a deep inside 50 entry for the Lions at the back. Clicks, brought to ground. No free kick paid. Al-Huli just chucks it onto the boot of the opposite pocket, searching for Bloomley, who's going to be happy to see it out. Appealing for deliberate there, but that's not going to be coming from the umpire, I don't think.
Don't want to concede too many more here, Sunshine. This could again get out of hand a bit for them if they concede a goal or two here. 23
minutes ticked over in the second term. Margin 5 points. O'Callaghan first hand. The Kangaroos. Claimed in the tackle instantly by Ismail. And he's going to win a free kick.
Yeah, he's Lions.
Lions has it.
Yeah.
Not sure what for. Maybe a push in the back. Clicks, closes late, but Lions gets boot to ball. High ball inside the middle. It just lands in McInerney's lap. He's got to go quickly. He's got Hemmons one out. He gets a bit of separation from Kennedy, who spilt the mark. Hemmons gets onto the footy, throws it onto the boot, and misses to the left. It was a diabolical error from Kennedy, who had it covered and spilt it at the last second. Hemmons misses a chance. Probably only a half chance, though. Just needed runners to go by him and receive the hand pass. Would have been an open goal. So 3 goals, 2 for Jess Hemmons today. And a couple of short kicks out of defence by the Lions. And Tim Quick has it 55 metres from his defensive goal.
Quick drives it long to centre half forward. Williamson fell over. This almost could have taken the mark. Ball spills to Maloney. He's wrapped up in the tackle. Now can the Lions gain possession? They do through Williams. He got a quick handball. Then the ball's with Ismail. He just throws it on the boot as quick as he can. Drives it to left half forward. Clicks at speed. Gathers, but the boundary line was too close. And he sees it out of bounds. Kevin Clicks has been very, very lively this afternoon. He's been good. He's kicked 3 goals.
Almost going too fast for his own good there, Kevin Clicks. He wasn't able to put the handbrake on before hitting the fence.
And I reckon he'd run through the fence. He's that strong. So the throw in now. McCarg tries to break the tackle. Didn't really have possession. Umpire said play on. Van Riet kicks a high ball to full forward. Perkins came out, had to spoil the ball, spills to Shannon Burns. His kick smothered well down there by Kavanagh. Still a loose ball. Now the ball ends up back with Shannon Burns' hand. Runs on his right boot and snaps an easy goal. So Shannon Burns gets his first of the afternoon. Margin out to 10 points in favour of the Lions. 7-6-48 to 5-8-38. 25 gone now of the second quarter.
Just that touch of class coming through there for Deer Park, the last couple of goals. We talked about Kwame McCarg creating the previous goal, and that one was Shannon Burns, former AFL player, quality player. Had his shot smothered, but just kept working, kept going, butted up, gathered the loose footy, and then snapped a goal. That's just that bit of extra class that Sunshine don't seem to have.
They've kicked the last 4, Deer Park. As we return to the middle, Stewart beats Williamson for strength and then wins the tap. Lyons was onto it first, couldn't get a clean take. McKenzie throws it onto the boot. Ill-directed, Langwell underneath it, marks in front of Van Riet. He's got to use it short if he wants. He does, lowers the eyes, wasn't great, puts his teammate Glowacki under immense pressure, and then he turns it over to Van Riet, who gives it up straight to Burston. He sends a high ball inside 50, 1-on-1. Kennedy again drops the mark, it spills to Hutchison, he has to goal, and he misses near side. A golden chance for Sunshine that you've just got to take. And another missed opportunity for Lockie Hutchison.
Just lacking those really sharp forwards. They're having to work hard to create the opportunities, and then they're just not quite able to finish them off. You think if Deer Park had those opportunities, that'd be 2 goals.
It's only 9 points. That's a little shove out. That's a free kick.
Might be downfield here, no?
No. Just at centre half forward. It'll go to Ben Descent.
But again, Deer Park will get back in numbers, and Sunshine lacking those forward targets. You wonder if they can manufacture an opportunity here.
Now to Al Hooley, who unwinds from centre half forward, kicks to full forward. Stewart climbing over the back, takes a wonderful grab.
Their big names have come to the fore here in the last 5-10 minutes, Deer Park.
So Rodney Van Riet now in the left back pocket. Sends a long ball, that's going to hit us. That is going to hit us nearly, almost. Out of bounds on the full.
What did I say? Their big names have come to the fore. Well, Rod Van Riet's a big name, but he didn't come to the fore there. He kicked it flat out in the full.
So Langwell has it. They're filling the hole pretty well here, Deer Park, and that's exactly why it was a nothing kick from Langwell. Beautifully called, Cade. And it's marked in the back pocket by Stewart again, who saved the day a couple of times. Langwell might mark this one. He's kicked it straight back to him. Oh, great mark. Falling over. He controlled it well, Lockie Langwell. He's going to have to do better this time. He tries to chisel a ball. It floats at best. Ismail spilt the mark he should have taken. It's knocked boundary side. It was pretty deliberate. I don't believe we have that rule in this competition, Cade. It'll be tossed back in.
That just demonstrates Sunshine's problem. No forward targets to kick to. It basically cost them the grand final last year, and it's the difference here again. Lockie Langwell took that mark and kicked into the 50. He needs to be on the end of him. He needs to be the target.
Well, it was a terrible kick, regardless. At the throw-in, right forward pocket for the Kangaroos. Stewart shoves his opponent out of the way, wins the tap. Good pressure there by Quinn. It spills to Van Reed. This time he ensures it doesn't go out of bounds. The little banana back into the field of play, and it worked really well. McCarg's involved. Clicks has got to be quick. He is. Brilliant stuff towards Williams. He's got numbers running forward. The kick was ill-directed. Blomley should have it covered. He's going to be under pressure from Greenhoff, but he's happy to just let it trundle over for a rushed behind. 7-7-49 Deer Park, 5-9-39 Sunshine, so it's a 10-point lead.
Well, lucky to get away with that one. Sunshine, a goal there on the turnover would have really stung.
So Kavanagh's got it. 28, just on to 29 minutes now. He uses it for Blomley, who marks it right half-back. If they can get in the house at half-time, just 10 points back, it won't be all doom and gloom for Sunshine, certainly, and that's what it will be. A 10-point lead to the Lions at the main break. They had the better of it in that quarter, that's for sure. 7-7-49 to 5 goals, 9-39. They were outstanding with 5 goals to 1.
Bit of a dust-up in the centre of the ground here as the players try and break up. I don't think there's anything too serious going on.
They'll break it up and go to their respective camps and discuss what's gone on. 5 goals to 1 in that quarter for the Lions. Goal scorers for Deer Park, Kevin Clicks has been electric with 3, and singles to Shannon Burns, Dyson Stevens, Jace Perkins, while for the Sunshine, 2 goals to Jess Hemmons and singles to Smart, Descent and Atkins. It's half-time at John McLeod Oval, a 10-point lead to the Lions.
You're listening to the WRFL Match of the Day, thanks to Bridgestone Tyres, St Albans and Hoppers Crossing, proud sponsors of 88.9 Win FM. If you're only kicking points with your current home loan, find out how...
Win FM, Andrew Wilson, Pepe Cavalieri, Cade Lucas will bring you home all the second half action. If you're at the ground, 90.1, the unbuffeted feed. We're waiting. Umpire now picks the ball up to start the second half. We're going to be underway very, very shortly. Umpire blows the whistle. Just having a look. Now we're underway. Umpire throws it up. Stewart got the handball. Now the ball's with McKenzie. He goes, kicks a little short one inside 50 in the Clicks direction. Gathers on the bounce. Great pickup. Got the handball away. Ball still inside attacking 50. At 48 from goal, 49-ish. Still a lot of players around the ball. Stevens lays a tackle and will get a ball up just inside attacking 50 for Deer Park. They kick to the club rooms end here at John McLeod Reserve. So umpire throws it up. Stewart and Williamson in the ruck. There's a bit of a stalemate there. Ball goes straight up in the air. McCarg ducked under the tackle. Got a little handball away. Now the ball's with Burns. He quick snaps around the corner on his left boot. Williams, he's underneath. The ball spills over the top of Abu Weed. Now the ball in the pocket. Perkins sees it over the boundary line. There's requests for deliberate. We'll get a throw in the left forward pocket for Deer Park.
Don't want to concede an early goal here, Sunshine. That's the last thing they want. If they can, they want to get the first of this third term.
It's about 20 round for the Deer Park goal. Opening minutes, third quarter. Tossed back in. Williamson worked his way to the front. Clicks left it behind, tried the crumb. Clicks is going to go again. Just gets a toe poke off the ground. Ball's in a dangerous spot now. Blomley can't pick it up. He's worked off the ball well there by Critharis. Now Critharis comes in and lays the tackle, and we'll get a ball up. 45 out now from the Deer Park goal.
So inside the first minute and a half of the third quarter, no score as yet. It'll be balled up 45 metres out from Deer Park's goal. Williamson caught behind, wins the tap, down a chance for Abu Eid on hands and knees, gives it off to Descent. It's got to be quick and poised, and he is. The kick, though, looking for Langwell, was poorly executed, and it was taken by Stewart. He's got it. Now in the middle of the ground. Works it short for McKenzie. He goes out to the side again. There's Bauer. Short ball back to Mackenzie. Kane. He's corralled against the boundary by Langwell. Hooks a kick back inside the 50 at the back. It falls to the foot of the pack almost. Burns couldn't quite gather it cleanly and break away. It was a huge fly.
Kavanagh there.
He was about 5th or 6th in line too. It was a big pack and he was the last man in it.
So ball up, deep into attack for Deer Park. Oh, it was Abuid slapped it out of Lyon's hands. He would have had it. McHarg throws it onto the boot. A chance here for Al Hooley. Needs to affect the contest. Smart needs to put his body on the line. He steps in and out of trouble. Put to the deck there by Krithararis. Well done. Here's Bloomley. Abuid barges into Van Reet there. Then slips the hand pass out. Jake McKenzie, a high ball into the forward pocket. They're camped underneath it, a fist into a dangerous spot. Krithararis gets onto it. Now McHarg wants to get around on his right. He's tipped off the footy. He lost it. Pin for holding the ball. Descent claims the advantage. Runs around through the centre circle. Steps around Van Reet. Kicks up towards half forward. It was a poor kick. Wasn't well directed. McKennedy did really well. Oh, Hammonds did better. Who won the footy. Gives it over to Quinn. Has to centre it up. Sets it up in the air. Turned over. Bauer to McHarg through the middle. Wants to go back to Bauer. Didn't have much run on it. His kick into a bit of space. Good enough. And the mark's taken by Stevens on the wing. Wow, they threatened to break away there, Deer Park.
That just sums up Sunshine's afternoon so far.
Not his best kick in the Clicks direction. Held out of the contest there by O'Callaghan, who did really well. Wanted to use it by foot, had to go by hand. The hand pass was partially smothered though. Comes out to Descent, works it back. And now a high ball in the Burston direction. There's a whistle and a free kick to Billy Burston.
If you could move it on here, they're a chance, Burston.
He's on centre wing broadcast side. Goes short for Danaher. Sends a long ball inside the 50. Langwell's the target underneath it. One to beat. Had it fisted away from him. Well done there by Tim Knight. Brilliant stuff in defence. He did okay in the end, Langwell, but the Lions still have the numbers. Over there on the other side is Booth on hands and knees. Taps it out to Knight. Hooks a kick back to the wing. Bouncing ball collected there by Abu Eid. Wants to get it to Blomley and now out to Atkins. So they worked it nicely in a bit of space on the outer side.
So Atkins forced out wide, runs towards the boundary line. Got a Shepherd. Now it goes inside 50 and it's a poor kick.
Again, no targets presenting and that causes the turnover. It's been the story of their day, Sunshine.
Kenzie gets it, goes back to Stewart. The switch is on, goes in the green off direction. Van Reet running past, but they go inboard with their handball. Now short one is a good kick. Williams takes the mark. Jason Van Reet's kept running. He's done good hard running there. The ball goes in the Clicks direction, forced to fly. Does the spoiling on the hill. Out on the hill, the ball spills to the back. Picked up by Perkins. Gets back on his right boot. Wheels around. Goes towards goal. And it's just snuck in for one behind. First score of the third quarter is a behind to Jace Perkins. Takes the lead to 12 points. 11, sorry. 7-8, 50, 5-9, 39. Peppy updated the scoreboard quicker than I could see.
Just don't want to concede the first goal. I know I've said that before, but particularly the game is really opening up now. Sunshine just want to get the next one just to give themselves some confidence that it really knock them apart if they concede an early goal here, given how hard they've worked.
Adam Al-Hooley has it. He'll do the kicking in. He kicks it to himself first. Winds up on the left. Clears the defensive area with ease. Kavanagh the target. Maybe brought to ground. Has the free kick. It's going to be paid to Deer Park against Kavanagh for high contact. McKenzie gives it quickly to McHarg running by. Wants to give it to Burns, who was hit late but took the mark still. Strong stuff. Burns sends it inside the 50 for the Lions. At the back it spills. Goal side is a chance. They've mopped up okay. It's a free kick going Sunshine's way.
Yeah, Hooley was peeling off, and I think he was shepherded illegally out of it.
He's given it straight to Stewart. You couldn't write this sort of stuff. Stewart was tackled on the line. He gets it again, throws it over his shoulder, kicks the goal. Nightmare stuff in defence for Sunshine.
I thought they may have gone through for a point. He was very close to the behind line, but gee, that's sold into the wombs for Adam El-Huli. We saw at half-time as the players were coming off, there was a fair few words exchanged between him and his former teammates, and I think you can hear some of it in the effects mic as well. Tensions running high here, and now El-Huli's coming off to the bench, and he's getting a few words of advice from the Deer Park fans. So he'll be disappointed with that. Giving the ball away and leading to a goal, but they're just got to pick themselves up again now, Sunshine, put that behind them and get their mind back on the job. They're not playing bad footy, they've just got to keep their nose to the grindstone.
It's back in the middle, umpire restarts play. Stewart wins it down, ball's paddled towards the wing by Lyons, couldn't pick it up. Greenhoff does well, got the handball back in the Stevens direction. Lyons now tries to barge his way through, but he can't, and we've got a ball up on the edge of the centre square. Centre wing, broadcast side here, John McLeod reserve. 17-point lead to Deer Park. 8-8 plays 5-9. Rucks go at it. Williamson there. Stewart did the second. Then McCarg then belts it out with the third tap. Gets it in McKenzie. Running past, gets the handball over the clicks. He runs to 50. Good tackle there by O'Callaghan, but the ball falls short, and Kavanagh wraps up the mark on the goal line. But his kick was shocking. Put his teammate under a lot of pressure. He gathered it, and we're going to ball up.
Yeah, didn't have prior opportunity there, but gee, Kavanagh's kick put his teammate under the pump there. Their lack of leaders, Maloney being out, that's a big miss for them now. They really need their experienced players to step up, Sunshine.
So from the restarts, Stevens got it, couldn't get the kick away. Ball spills to Mackinnon. He just drives it outside defensive 50, but there's a lot of Deer Park plays around the ball. They've worked it well by hand. Ends up with Bauer. Kicks goes inside 50. Williams worked his way to the back, has a flying shot at goal, misses. That is Jason Williams. He's got a behind. 18 points, even 3 goals the margin.
Should have been a free kick for a push in the back against Williams, but it was a behind anyway, so it's all right for Sunshine as they work it out of defence. Matt Hutchison gives it to Atkins, and now Lockie Hutchison sends the ball in the direction of Descent. He worked his opponent out of it. Can he pick the footy up? He bounced off his bootlaces. He soccers it off the ground. Skews out of bounds. It'll be tossed into play. About 40 metres out from the Kangaroos' goal. They desperately need a goal.
Yeah. And as I said, this is where the loss of someone like a Hayden Maloney is a big problem for them. They need guys like Descent, Kavanagh to really step up, use their voice, settle their teammates down.
Stewart wins it down boundary side. Van Riet was there waiting for it. Gives it to Bauer, corralled there. But he worked it out okay, took a breath and delivered for Burns at centre half back. And now Greenhoff in a breath of space on the broadcast wing. He can almost take a bounce. Lyons was closing, but Greenhoff kicks inside the 50. Williams sets himself, couldn't bring down the mark. Krithararis closest to it, brought to the ground there by Danaher, and then it was hacked forward by Clicks, but everywhere. Still spills out of play. It'll be tossed in about 10 metres around from the right behind post.
Good tackle there from Danaher, who's all over his opponent like a cheap suit. Needed to be. There was a very, very clear goal-scoring opportunity there for Deer Park.
At the throw-in. Dangerous times for Sunshine at the moment. Flipped over the back. Clicks. Spills the tackle. Kicks the goal. No. He's missed. Oh, it was a golden opportunity. Jeez, I'm the king of calling it before the umpire signalling it, aren't I?
Done it a few times.
You've got him on the ropes here. You've got him on the ropes here, Deer Park. Had they kicked that, they would have been on the canvas just about.
That's a better kick in. Hutchison takes the mark, goes short for O'Callaghan. Still camped inside the defensive 50 though. 8-10-58 Deer Park. Sunshine 5-9-39. Haven't added to their half-time score. The Lions have kicked 1-3. Langwell couldn't complete the mark. It spills out of play, and Van Riet's letting him know about it.
He's very chatty, Van Riet, on the field.
Incredibly chatty.
It's great to watch.
I'm sure the opponents don't appreciate it.
I'm sure they don't. We enjoy that. So thrown back in. Stewart has got it straight up in the air, then get the second tap worked out really well. Now the kick goes inside 50 by Stevens. It goes across. Oh, it's a good mark. It's a fortunate kick in the end. The mark's taken by Kratharis, and he'll kick from about 50.
Wind's picked up a little bit here too, so I'm not sure whether it's going to be helping him or hindering him, but certainly the trees are swaying a bit more violently than before.
So 1-1 this afternoon for Will Kratharis. From 50, slight angle. Kicks on its way, takes a couple of steps, pushed it well right. It had snuck in, one behind. 20 points to margin. Deer Park lead 8-11, 59 to 5-9, 39. 12 gone, third quarter.
Squandering opportunities here, Deer Park. It could come to rue them too if Sunshine can get back into this.
Danaher uses it short for Kavanagh. Camped in the right back pocket. Short ball, Ben McInerney spills at his bootlaces. Perkins under pressure. Clicks, gathers the crumbs, floats a kick. Searching for a snap. Williams is underneath it. So's Al Hooley. He drops it on the goal line. Confronted by Burns, steps around him. They got lucky there, the Kangaroos. They get out of trouble. Langwell takes the mark. No free kick paid against Maloney, who knocked his opponent down. A chance for Glowacki. He let it slip through his fingers as well. There's a slew of players underneath it on the outer side, and there's been a free kick picked out. A push in the back, going Matt Hutchison's way.
Ooh.
Sizzles a ball through the middle perfectly over the top of McCarg's head for descent, who marks defensive side of the circles. He puts his teammate Glowacki under immense pressure again. What's the umpire going to do here? He'll ball it up.
Simple handball, and he missed him by a metre.
It doesn't help, does it?
Nah.
You can't execute simple skills. 20 points the difference. Hard to see where their goals are going to come by at the moment. Sunshine barely entered their forward 50 this half. It's 13 minutes long. Inside 50, clicks. A couple of juggles. He's going to play up and wind up. No, Abu Eid encroached on the area. Umpire let it go. Here's a chance. Burns pokes into the pocket. Perkins is there. Perkins marks.
You just knew when Burns got that ball he was going to hit a target.
And quick thinking and quick feet there from Kevin Clicks. He was like he was going at 1,000,000 miles an hour. He was nearly caught a couple of times. He was just able to dance on a dollar and get out of trouble and keep the ball alive for Deer Park. And now they got a shot at goal, and it looks like Maloney, Declan Maloney's coming off, and they can ill afford to lose any more big men. Sunshine.
Jace Perkins, 1 goal, 2 today. Camped in the left forward pocket with the drop punt for a dagger. It's across the face. Sneaks in for a minor score.
1-4.
Yeah, 1 goal, 4 so far. Deer Park, 1-5 rather. For the team.
Yeah, Perkins 1-4.
Yeah, hasn't had his kicking boots on, and a few of his teammates haven't either, and they could be out of sight here, Deer Park, if they had.
I've seen it a couple of times this year. 1 goal, 5 this quarter. Sunshine yet to score. Kick out of defence. Again, Stewart applying the pressure from behind. It spills loose. Stewart on hands and knees. Spills out. A chance for Stevens. He's wrapped up by Glowacki. Ball up at the front right tip of the centre square for Deer Park, who've had it camped in their forward half for almost the entirety of the 15 minutes this quarter has run.
It's been about 40 minutes since Sunshine got their last goal. As they look to go forward through Danaher, got a quick kick away. Not much penetration on it. Quinn lays the tackle. Burston's in there trying to pick the ball up, and we'll get a ball up edge of the centre square here on the broadcast side of the ground.
Yeah, we've spoken of the opportunities that Deer Park have missed, but Sunshine don't look like making them pay, so it probably won't matter.
So Williamson with a good clean hit out there, unable to take advantage of it. They were the Kangaroos. Quinn lays the tackle. Ball up again, same spot.
There's a lot of the first quarter about this though. Deer Park all over it, unable to take their chances. Can Sunshine string something together? Because if they can, well, it could be game on again.
It's only 21 points. So restart. Blomley couldn't get out. There's a quick kick. I think Greenhoff got it to half forward in Cratharis direction. He gathers now. He's wrapped up in the tackle at Afework, and he's been pinned for holding the ball. Free kick will go the way of the Kangaroos at right half back. And he goes switch,
dear.
and that's an absolute shocker. Chopped off by Perkins, and he'll kick from 50. Lee Kavanagh put his hands on his heads after Perkins took the mark there.
There's the young fella, Afework, I think, one of the additions today, and it's a mistake that his teammates won't let him forget, especially if Jace Perkins kicks this goal.
You've been calling him to move it quickly, he did, but he didn't look hard enough, did he? So Perkins 1-4 this afternoon. This for his second from just outside 50. It's a wobbler, and it was never on target, and it's a behind. 1-5 for Jace Perkins this afternoon.
I don't think I've seen him kick so bad, Jace Perkins. That was, normally his bread and butter, but it looked terrible off the boot. It was like almost a helicopter punt off the boot.
Well, this game, It almost should be over, the way Deer Park have just dominated
They're
so
only
far.
22 points up.
They haven't put them away just yet.
No, but
They're not in it, are they?
Sunshine don't look like getting the ball past halfway, let alone through the goals.
Danaher plays onto himself, kicks in the Williamson direction. They just seem to be outnumbered all the time, Sunshine. It was the case again on that occasion. Fisted out of bounds. It'll be a boundary throw-in at left half forward for Deer Park.
Since that run on at the end of the first quarter, they've been beaten at the clearances, Sunshine. That's one of the big differences in this match. Just been beaten in the midfield.
Greenhoff works his way to the front, wins it down. McCarg runs defensive side, works the 1-2 with Booth, gets it back. And now Nichols up towards half forward for Shannon Burns. So poised with ball in hand, that wasn't one of his better kicks. Searching for clicks, it trundles out of play. Throw in, 40 metres out from goal.
Put the Moz on him, Pep.
Must have. They're just waiting to land that killer blow, Deer Park. Feel it, it's not far away. Greenhoff wins it down. Ismail on hands and knees, tackled immediately. Umpire will ball it up. It's a funny moment in the game. There's an eerie sort of silence around the ground. No one really sure what's happening next.
It's been a pretty frenetic start of the quarter. Both teams probably catching their breath a bit.
Yeah, I think so. Hacked out of there by Descent. Chopped off, though, by Burns, who kicks inside the 50. Stewart! So often he's the man. And he's too strong this time. He takes the mark.
Just those long arms, just a bit too much for his opponent, El Beid, I think. Abu Eid, yes, he just outreached him there, and that's another luxury Deer Park have. They can throw him forward.
Stewart, 40 metres out, drop punt, misses near side, so another shot astray. 8-14, the Lions. Sunshine still haven't added to its half-time score. 5 goals, 9. Chris Stewart with 1 goal, 1 today. And another very questionable kick-in, made to work only just by O'Callaghan. And he's turned it straight over to Ismail, who spilt it. Allows Descent time to recover. He's wrapped up by Ismail. This is just been a bizarre last 10 minutes or so.
And the only goal of the quarter to Chris Stewart was a monumental error by Al Hooley. It's just a strange quarter.
Just got to get back to basics here, Sunshine. Just bang it long. That's what they did in the first quarter when they got a run on. Get back to that. Stop trying to be too cute.
Now from the restart, can they get the clearance? They almost can. Hutchison got that tackle over. He got the handball over to Alice. Now, are they out? Now it's a 2-on-1, and Greenhoff flies, dropped what he should have taken. Ball spills to the back of the pack, but it was picked up by Britton. Now he gives it over to Kennedy. He's got Burns in space inside the centre square. Plays on. Low ball inside 50. Stewart takes the mark. I don't know if it might have been touched. He's forced to play on quickly. Now the ball ends up back in Stewart's hand. He kicks a quick kick towards goal. Bouncing. Misses again. 1 goal. 9, I think it is this quarter.
They might need goals.
1-8.
They don't really need goals. They're kicking so many points here, Deer Park, that the lead is growing enough anyway. 8-15.
1 goal, 8 this quarter for Deer Park. They are all over Sunshine, and this time they hit a target out of defence. O'Callaghan takes the mark. Tied up against the boundary on the outer side. 45 metres from his defensive goal, and he turns it over. Straight to Jason Williams. This is just remarkable stuff.
Can you imagine this? What's going through the minds of the coaching staff at Sunshine?
Well, we're seeing them here. They look pretty passive.
What can you do, though?
There's certainly no barking of orders or jumping up and down.
And now Burns leads into the space, and surely of all the players on the Deer Park list who might be able to kick one straight from 40 metres out directly in front, it would have to be Shannon Burns.
What's he doing on his own, though? I mean, there's a couple of times recently that Shannon Burns, probably the most dangerous player on the whole ground, or highly skilled, and he's just been in acres of space.
He knows how to find the space, and he knows how to find the goals. Finally a breakthrough for Deer Park, their second of the term. It comes at the 22-minute mark, and the margin's out to 30 points. 9-15-69 the Lions. The Kangaroos stuck on 5-9-39. Shannon Burns with his second, and it's a really big one in the context of this match.
Yeah, and it's been coming, hasn't it, Pep? I mean, they've just been bombarding the Sunshine goal. Deer Park, if they kicked straight, it would have been over already. Now Sunshine find themselves 5 goals behind, and they've only kicked 5 goals for the whole day. And the last one of those came over nearly 3/4 of an hour ago. So hard to see the Kangaroos pulling this out of the fire.
So umpire throws it up to restart play. Greenhoff wins it. Greenhoff does the roving, got a little handball away, but it's chopped off by Hutchison. Quick kick by Williamson, goes to half forward for the Kangaroos. Hemmons couldn't pick it up, Van Reet either. Ball now goes inside the Sunshine 50. Smart lays the tackle, and he's won the free kick. And he'll kick from about 50. It's a much needed goal.
That's the understatement of the year, Willow.
Trail by 30 points. They haven't scored in this quarter. Last goal came at the 3-minute mark of the second quarter.
Might have been Lockie Smart who kicked it too.
That's Chris Atkins.
No, Chris Atkins.
So Smart from 50. Kicks on its way. That's not going to get the distance, and it's definitely not got the accuracy out of bounds on the full.
I think the wind must be a factor out there. Even though it looks like it's going across the ground, I remember a couple of weeks ago against Deltona, the clubhouse end was certainly the favoured one, and that's the end that Deer Park are kicking to in this quarter, and that's probably a factor in this onslaught too.
So the kick in, Kavanagh almost got the mark. Now they go forward. The ball's with Ellis. Goes inside 50. He's hit a target. No play on the call. Must have been touched. Wow.
I could see it was touched here. Now there's a free kick behind play.
So is it a ball? No, look.
No, it's a ball up behind play. The non-controlling umpire called a ball up.
So about 30 out from Sunshine's goal. Throw up. Greenhoff wins it. Van Reet sharked it beautifully. Runs out of defensive 50. Kicks a mongrel punt to half forward. Bouncing ball. Stewart gathers well. Gets the handball out wide to Perkins from one step outside 50. Bangs it towards goal. Misses the lot. But we'll get a throw in.
That was a bit selfish by Perkins. He probably could have dished it off there, but great play by Van Reet, like a bullet at gate. Just hit the ball hard, burst through the middle and banged it long.
So ball up in the right forward pocket for the Lions. At the club room's end here at John McLeod Reserve, they lead by 30 points. 9-15 plays 5-9. So thrown in now. Stewart and Maloney in the ruck. Stewart grabs it out of the ruck, too strong, snaps towards goal and puts it through. 2 for Stewart. And 36 points the margin now in favour of Deer Park. 10-15-75. They lead Sunshine 5-9-39. 25 gone, third quarter. This one looks like it's going to be over pretty soon.
I think it's over now, Willow, and the way things are going, it could get pretty ugly. Chris Stewart there, just with strength and smarts at the ruck contest, just too big and tall for his opponents. That's one of the problems Sunshine have. They're a very small side today, with a few exceptions, and Stewart has just been able to dominate in the ruck and down forward where he is now, and you get the feeling the floodgates are about to open.
Back in the middle, Greenhoff wins it down. Descent roves the pack. Hand pass to Atkins. He's got Blomley running off left half back. Receives the hand pass. Steps around Booth. Kicks up towards half forward. A chance for Quinn. Couldn't complete the mark. Applies the pressure on ground level. Does well. Hold things up just forward of the wing for the Kangaroos. It'll be balled up. 10-15 plays 5-9. Stewart with a touch of class. Just a moment of goal for his second. Lyons breaks out of the pack. Dribbles a little ball up towards half forward. Inside the 50. But it beats his man to the line. That's where it'll be tossed in. Left forward pocket. You're listening to our match of the day. 88.9 Win FM. Pepe Cavalieri, Andrew Wilson and Cade Lucas with you. It's a 36-point lead to the Lions on their home deck. In the grand final rematch, Lions snaps out of the pack. How will it bounce? Just offline.
Well, they've scored now. Nice.
So a minor score for Nathan Lyons. 5-10-40 to 10-15-75. Van Reet sends a long ball out of defence all the way towards the wing, off hands, out of bounds. Did anyone touch it? No, it is a throw-in.
Just some AFL scores. The Bulldogs and the Suns are all locked up at 65 apiece at Mars. They're on Mars in Ballarat Mars Stadium. Yes. Everyone's been saying that joke lately.
Oh, it's hilarious.
And Hawthorn are thumping Essendon 67 to 36.
So from the restart, Van Rieck gets a quick kick. High ball, but there's a whistle. It's going to come back. There's a free kick at the stoppage. I think Jason Williams has got it. He has. Free kick in front of the scoreboard. Reads Deer Park 10-15-75. Sunshine 5-10-40. He drives it long in the Burns direction. That's a good mark by Shannon Burns. Left half forward, outer side. Sun shining nicely here at Deer Park. He goes back to Van Rieck. He goes back to Stewart. And they're back where we started, where Jason Williams had the free kick. And there's the siren for three-quarter time at John McLeod Reserve, Division 1 WRFL Match of the Day on 88.9. It is a 35-point lead to Deer Park. They are 10-15-75. Sunshine are 5-10-40. Goal kickers for Deer Park, 3 to Kevin Clicks, 2 to Shannon Burns, 2 to Chris Stewart. Singles to Will Cratharis, Jace Perkins, Dyson Stevens. For Sunshine, it is 2 to Jess Hemmons, and singles to Chris Atkins, Ben Descent and Lockie Smart. So three-quarter time at John McLeod Reserve. Deer Park lead Sunshine by 35 points. We'll be back after this break. Division 2, Manor Lake 7-9-51, Parkside 7-5-47. We'll get back to the scores shortly.
So the final term underway at John McLeod Oval. The clearance looks like it might come the way of the Lions. It was well smothered though. It does come out to McKenzie. He's under pressure. Well done by Descent. Burstons goes in, but too good was McCargy. Hooks a big kick back towards half forward.
Free kick.
And it is a free kick.
North Footscray 9-17-71 over West 8-4-52. Haven't got a Yarraville 7-point good up that yet.
Abu Eid kicks a high ball up towards right half forward, juggled there by Stewart. He wanted the free kick, didn't get it. Spills to the front, chance for Lions, stripped to the footy, as was Perkins underneath. It comes out to Kane McKenzie. No one tackled him, and then he kicks it up towards half forward. Billa Abu Eid goes to ground, allows Critharis time to recover. He's going to work the 1-2 with Trent Williams and then float a high ball inside the 50. It's knocked away from Clicks this time by Afri-Work.
Division 3, Laverton 11-7-73, Lee Gladden Auden 3-3-21, North Sunshine 6-6-42, Trail Wyndham Suns 15-10-100, Sunny Heights 10-10-70, Point Cook Central 16-10-106, and Tarney 11-6-72, Lee Braybrook 6-5-41.
At the throw in left half forward for the Lions, a chance to press and put the final dagger in the heart of Sunshine. Perkins was the target. The kick comes back towards Critharis front and centre. A high ball out of defence though for the Kangaroos. Maloney's got to go. He sets himself. Bauer got a hand in there and then taps it brilliantly forward towards McCarg. Hand pass to McKenzie. Back to McCarg. Shares it out wide with Booth. A high floating ball in the Burns direction. It's almost going to land in the boot of one of the cars out there on the boundary. It's out of bounds on the full. It'll be a free kick to Sunshine from left half back.
The kick finds Descent. He goes short as well. Oh, it's a good kick in the end. Now the quick handball goes to Hutchison, running past, goes to half forward in the Atkins direction. He was shrugged under the ball. Ball might come back to Atkins. No, the handball ends up with Maloney, kicks inside 50, but it's been chopped off there by Knight. And he'll get the ball moving quickly. Goes to Greenhoff, dangerous kick because Hemmons came, or Lyons it was, came out. But it's ended up picked up by Greenhoff. He goes short to Williams. That's the Trent version. He kicks it to the Williams, the Jason version over the top. And he's on centre wing, broadcast side.
Still plenty to play for here for Sunshine. Next week starts now for them.
So he goes, squares it up with a short ball to McCarg. He's in no rush. Williams runs past. I don't know if it was the best of handballs. And he's gone now. Should be free, holding the ball. Oh, delayed advantage. Atkins somehow got through. Talking about 3 goes at it. It's a kick to half forward. Seemed to be some holding off the ball with Hammonds and Quick, but the umpire said play on. Now the ball's with Van Rieck. He ducked into a tackle, got away with it. Squaring ball to get the switch, goes to McKenzie on the other side. That's Kane. He gathers on the bounce, gets the handball over to Bauer, right half back, short ball, and Burns takes the mark.
Doesn't get a lot of the ball, Bauer, but gee, he doesn't make many mistakes.
He's got time, doesn't he?
Yeah, it looks like the game goes into slow motion when he gets the hands in his foot. Gets the footy in his hands, I meant to say.
Up a notch a little bit. And they just play slow now, the Lions. Backwards to Mackenzie. Inside his defensive 50. Moves it short for Trent Williams at centre half back.
Just a bit of tempo footy here from Deer Park to take the sting out of Sunshine. They know if Sunshine don't get a couple of early goals, there's no chance at all.
So Mackenzie's got it again. This is Kane.
Keep this up, it'll be a quick quarter.
Yeah, well, they've got to man up Sunshine.
They're
forced to kick to a one-on-one.
The long one.
Dangerous ball into the middle.
Yeah.
Abuid affected the contest. It was good. It spills loose. They've got numbers here. 4 to the play. Atkins released the footy. Hutchison has to goal. 20 out on the run. Misses. It had to go in. It really, really did. 5-11-41 Sunshine. 10-15 75.
That was as promising a forward movement as they've had probably in 2 quarters, and Hutchison really needed to hit the target there.
Kick 4 behind.
He has missed some really valuable chances. Jason Kennedy uses it for Mackenzie. Still inside the defensive 50, but in the corridor. He can work the angles for here. He's going to go out the outer side. Moves it short on to Booth. Moves it on quickly. Van Reet, the target, takes the mark and can play on. They've got the extra over the back. Kicks inside the 50. Perkins, the target. Clicks might receive the hand pass here. Instead, he goes inboard. Oh, back to Burns. Left it behind. Now to Perkins. They dribbling with it on the goal line. Perkins tried to dribble it through. Kicked it into Clicks. And the Kangaroos can work it out of defence. Hutchison's got to be good and is. Hand passes to his brother. Lockie to Matt. And now a kick out towards the wing. Hemmons has the footy in his hands. Kicks in the Abuid direction, rather Al Hooley. He gives it to Atkins. Kick in the Smart direction. Knight might have him covered close to the boundary. Smart did really well. Kept the footy in. But now it spills out. Danger times there for Deer Park. Quick ball movement from the Kangaroos. But it's a boundary throw in. 30 metres out from goal.
Don't want to be too cute here, Deer Park. They don't want to give Sunshine a sniff. There's probably not enough time for them, but there's no need to bring out the party tricks just yet.
Might have been a push there, and it was. Pretty clear against Maloney there. Free kick will go to Chris Stewart at fullback.
It's Stewart with the free kick. Forced, been told to play on now. He drives it long. Centre wing, set up well for the Sunshine players. Williamson gathers it, handballs to Hutchison, gives it to Al Hooley, back to Hutchison. Now he's on his right side, short ball's not a good kick. McCart, can he pick it up? He left it behind. Smart comes and lays the pressure, got a handball away. Now the ball goes out in the Bauer direction. He handballs back to Knight with a grubby kick around the corner, chopped off by Lyons. He drives a hard low ball inside 50, but Kennedy takes the mark uncontested.
Western Bulldogs have beaten the Gold Coast Suns on Mars as well.
And they just.
So Kennedy goes to Stewart in the right back pocket. He plays on. He goes a little short one. Tester's got it. He squares it. Oh, made his teammate work for it. He was good enough, got the handball to Kennedy. He's on his wrong side, kicks the half back. Paul bounce there for Mackenzie. Williams, and Williamson with a big clash there. Good body work by both players. Now Deer Park, Mackenzie bursts through the tackle, gets the handball to McCark, stuck the one hand out, gathers, now gets the handball that wide, the Cratharis direction. He's at the 50, he goes short in the Perkins direction, too much on it. And the ball's that's still in. I think it's still is actually. Can't see, got to play the way. Quick handballs at Cratharis, steps across the face of goal and misses.
Gee, Williams ran into big Williamson there. It'd be like running into an oak tree.
It was a big hit, wasn't it?
It'd be like trying to tackle a light pole. He's a huge man.
Good footy play, both of them just went hard at the ball. So the margin, what's that now?
35.
35, thanks, Ben.
So the kick in, down the middle. They've got to take risks. Sunshine. There's time if they can turn it on, but they just don't really look like it, to be honest. Kavanagh goes for a stroll out of halfback, takes a bounce and delivers short to Descent. Still a little stagnant. Oh, that kick for Burston, he just didn't give enough of a crack, and Van Reet wanted it more. Simple as that. Steps around Quinn and then delivers way backwards for Bauer, who's got time and space on the outer side. He goes short. It's picked up by Booth. He can send a long penetrating ball inside the 50. They fly. Williams from the back. He's been paid the mark. And he's going to play on quickly, and alone in the goal square is Stevens, and he rams it through for the killer blow.
Well, you said it before, Pep, you just wanted it more, and we saw in that passage of play both Williams, who took the mark, and then Stevens, I think, who kicked the goal. They just wanted the footy more, even though their side's well in front. They're not content to sit back on their laurels here, Deer Park. They really want to rub Sunshine's nose in it and get some percentage here. This could get very ugly if things continue in this vein, because Sunshine looks like their hearts have been broken out there now.
So Deer Park move it on to 11-16-82. Sunshine 5-11-41. We're at the 9th minute mark of the final term.
Yeah, they've doubled the score from the stoppage. Descent and Burns fight for the ball. Ball spills out lines. He's been good for Sunshine today. Won it. Got their handball to Hutchison, then the Langwell back to Hutchison with the 1-2. He's got Quinn out wide. Quinn now runs inside 50 from 40. Yate goes towards goal. And that's a great passage of play by the Kangaroos. Probably their best of the afternoon. And they get the quick reply there to Brenton Quinn, his first of the afternoon, marching back to 35 points now. 11-16-82 to 6-11-47.
Well, where has that been all afternoon? That was a lovely movement of the football, textbook from the centre bounce, and then a great finish there by Quinn. By Quinn for Sunshine. That's just the sort of clean, crisp football we haven't seen anywhere near enough today, and it's come far too late, sadly.
35 points, the difference.
First goal in 60 minutes.
Yeah, it's been a long wait. Stevens, the last goal kicker for Deer Park, caught in the tackle in the circles as he tried to break free. Williamson mowed him down. Ball up. Doesn't waste any time. Williamson grapples with Stewart. Stewart flew early, allowed Williamson to win the tap, then it was a good smother there by Mackenzie. The kick goes forward for Deer Park. Van Reet motoring towards the footy. Krithararis picks it up close to the boundary line. It was knocked out of his hands, and it will be thrown in at the 50 at right half forward for the Lions. They've been far too good in the second half. 4 goals to 1. With plenty of behinds, 9 in fact. Out of the stoppage, Ismail goes backwards before he goes forwards. Gives the hand pass off. Now the kick in the Clicks direction. Up against the boundary line. Couldn't track it. Off hands and out of play. It's been a tough afternoon for Sunshine. Certainly their effort can't be criticised. Now Descent, running out of defence, gets the clearance, kicks in the Atkins direction, floating back with the flight of the football was Ismail. Couldn't get his hands on it. Kennedy does. Gives it towards Stewart, and he sends a long ball up towards right half forward. A couple of pushes. McCarr gets over the back. Finally he breaks free. Doesn't blaze away, and he kicks for Clicks, who takes the mark in the right forward pocket.
Great athleticism by both McCarg and Clicks there. McCarg to turn and then send a pass, and Clicks, he's only a little fella, but he's up like a jack in the box there. A great mark.
3 goals for Kevin Clicks. He's going to work the check side from the boundary. He's got it. Sensational stuff from Kevin Clicks. And they reset things at 41 points, Deer Park. 4 goals for Kevin Clicks this afternoon. A superb performance up front. 12-16-88 Deer Park. Sunshine 6-11-47. 12 gone to the final term.
And that again is just the touch of brilliance that Sunshine don't have. You know, Deer Park are able to call upon guys like Clicks, like McCarg, when they're in a tight spot to turn on a bit of brilliance and kick a goal. They're not in a tight spot, of course, so it doesn't really matter from that point of view. It's just an example of the quality they have within the team.
So it's 41 points to margin. Umpire throws it back up. Williamson wins that down. Mackenzie tried to run onto it. Now he gathers it. Got the handball to Burns in some space. Turns, kicks long inside 50. They need a mark. Clicks got his hands at the fall. Ball spoils to Perkins. Slaps towards goal. How will it bounce? It bounces perfectly. And he's got 2 now, Jace Perkins. 2 goals, 5 for Jace Perkins. The Deer Park lead by 47 points, 13-16-94 Sunshine, 6-11-47.
Well, when things are going your way, they go your way, Willow. That was like a Shane Warne's ball of the century, but instead this time the Mike Gadding was played by the goalpost. That spun about a metre, and normally it goes the other way. Stevie Mill in the 2010 Grand Final, the ball just takes a weird bounce and goes through for a behind when it should go for a goal. That was the other way that time for Jace Perkins, and everything going Deer Park's way now.
Well, it blew out last week against Altona. Let's hope for Sunshine's sake it doesn't do so already. I mean, they're 47 points down as it is. This could really get ugly, as you mentioned earlier, Kate. From the stoppage, Shannon Burns looks to be first to the football. Van Reed ends up with it. He's been superb again. Gives it to Burns on his opposite foot. Kicks up towards half forward. Running via now McCarg. He can straighten from 30. He should kick the goal, and he does. He brings up the ton for Deer Park. He's waited most of the afternoon, Kwame McCarg, to kick his first goal. But he puts up the ton. 14-16-100. The Lions, 6-11-47 Sunshine. We spoke about it earlier, Cade. Where are the goals going to come from for Sunshine? And at the moment they've got 6, and they kicked 6 last week too, or 6 or 7, and you're not going to win many games with that many.
No, and more concerning, I think, particularly for Brendan Hallen, and I'm sure he's very worried with what he's seeing, is they've dropped their bundle out there now. The effort's not there. Deer Park are well ahead, but they're still first to the footy. They still want it more.
At the bounce, Stewart takes it clean out of the ruck, spirals the ball inside 50, Clicks favoured by it, couldn't quite pick it up. Well done in defence by Afuwork. Happy to see it over the line and out of play. And it will be tossed in.
No, I think it's a free kick. It's Clicks. He's probably going to have a shot here. Is out on the full.
Was it out on the full?
I think it just come off, ricocheted off someone's foot.
So Clicks goes for 2 from the boundary. Surely not. This time he misses near side. 14-17 plays 6-11. It is 54 points.
Yeah, it's just far too easy now for Deer Park, and again Brendan Hallen, and he'll be concerned because it's a cliche, but next week's game starts now, and they've really dropped away here. Sunshine. Kavanagh
goes with the spiral. It's picked up there by Jason Williams from 45 out on the run. He misses. 55 points. Here's the Lions lead.
You have to wonder about their fitness too. I mean, Deer Park are running the game out much, much better.
They've always been a fit side, the Lions. Bloomley takes the mark in the back pocket.
Of course.
And goes short to Ben McInerney.
So McInerney held up. He's going to go switch. Goes in the Danaher direction. Gathered on the bounce. Handballs over the top to Hutchison. Looks to run through the centre square. Got it to Blomley. Back to Hutchison. That's good running. Now they're in an attacking side. Gives a short ball to Atkins. Marks inside in between the 50 and the centre square. Goes short in the Hemmons direction. Well spoilt there by Knight, but Hemmons butters up well. Gets around Testa on the left. Boom. Kicks a beauty. He's third for Jess Hemmons in his return to the seniors this week. The margin 49 points. Sunshine are 7-11-53. Deer Park are 14-18. 102, nearly 17 minutes gone of this final quarter.
Well, just when I mentioned that they weren't running out the game very well, they produced a lovely piece of football through the middle of the ground and kick a nice goal. So it's probably got more to do with the fact that they're well down on the scoreboard and their heads have dropped a bit and they're just not working as hard. As a result, there's just not the passion there to really go for the ball because they know the game is gone. But that's an example of the football they can still play. Sunshine. It's just been frustrating. We haven't seen it anywhere near enough today.
49 points the difference. Tapped forward, McCarg chance, nudged out of it by Matt Hutchinson. Allows Bloomley to come through. Amp pass through the middle of John McLeod Oval. Descent back to Smart. Hooks a left football up towards half forward. Hands to it. No mark for Sunshine. Well done. Good tackle on McKenzie with Sandwich. It spills forward to the play. Atkins can give the hand pass running by if he wants. He does a little clever check side and it worked out okay. And the mark's been taken.
Good presence of mind there by Atkins. He's a real goer for him. He's been one of their best again today.
This is Jess Hemmons again. He'll kick from the paint at 50, maybe just outside. 3 today for Hemmons. He hoists it high and way out to the left. Out of bounds on the full, it'll be Van Reet's ball. No change to the score, it's the Lions by 49.
So Van Reet, right back pocket with the free kick. Kicks it long to half back. Looking for a mark, almost taken there. Ellis has got it now for the Kangaroos, met by Greenoff. Greenoff lays the tackle. Up by, he's going to ball it up. So 18 and a half gone in our WRFL match of the day. It is 49-point lead to Deer Park. Up by throws it up. Picked up by Burston, a little handball. Now it's stolen by McKenzie. Now it's with Jason Williams. Oh, sorry, it is Aaron Britton's got it. Got the handball to McCarg. Good handball into the middle. That is Jason Williams there. He keeps paddling it towards himself. He got a little handball off. Now they run to 50 and they go towards goal. It's going to be slightly offline, but was it a strong mark? No, that's a dropped mark to Kavanagh. Thought he might have taken it.
And Perkins has socked through a goal.
Yeah, we wait for the all clear. All clear. Goal to Jace Perkins. Socket off the ground. 55 points to the margin. Deer Park 15, 18, 108. Lead Sunshine 7, 11, 53.
That's just salt in the wounds, isn't it? Look for all money like Kavanagh had taken the mark. It must have fallen out of his grasp on the way down or been spoiled late or something. And while he was flat in his backside, picking himself up, Jace Perkins, his opponent, kicked the easiest of goals. And he's chipped him with a few late ones too. Perkins, not a great day by his standards, but you know, he still kicked a handful, and that's just an example again of the strength they've
8
got
shots
up
on
forward.
goal. It's not too bad, is it?
Yeah.
So back in the middle as we tick into time on in the final term. The Lions by 55. It's at the margin. Sunshine lost to Altona last week. One down easily by Williams. Spills out to the side. Lockie Hutchison's been busy. Kicks up to half forward. Atkins works McKenzie out of it. McKenzie does better. Taps it to the advantage of Van Reet, who's kicked to half forward. Falls short of its intended target in Williams. And Ben McEnany mops up for the Kangaroos. He shares it out wide with Atkins. Left edge of the centre square. Delivers up to half forward. Chance for the Kangaroos, but they're just too good here in defence. Knight worked the hand pass out, searching for Krithararis. He got into a bit of trouble. Knight has to go in again. He's going to come up with the footy. They've just got the one spare seemingly all the time. And now Ismail up the line for Burns. Beautiful kick. Just inside the boundary line on the outer side wing. Shannon Burns sends a long ball inside the 50. Kavanagh gets a fist in there. It's going to fall short. Only as far there as Stevens. He sends a high ball to the square. They've got the numbers and the height. It's going to be a mark to Chris Stewart.
Kavanagh not happy, is he? The marker, he wasn't paid the mark. Held it probably for a similar length of time, didn't he?
Yeah, well,
just a few minutes ago.
They both got purchase, but yeah, I suppose the difference is that Chris Stewart didn't go to ground, so I suppose there wasn't the chance for the ball to come out. He held his feet, and that probably made it look more convincing.
Chris Stewart snapped a beauty out of the pack last quarter. From 20 out, straight in front, no mistake. And he's got 3. Chris Stewart, the big ruckman, offers so much to this Deer Park side. The sting well and truly out of this game, but the margin is 61. 16 goals, 18, 114 Deer Park. Sunshine 7-11, 53, 22 gone of the final term.
Yeah, he's been one of the keys in turning this game around for Deer Park since they were behind at quarter time. He was good in the ruck, and then in the second half he's gone forward and he's really caused problems. You've got to feel sorry a bit for poor old Kavanagh down there. He's had to deal with Perkins and on occasions McCarg, and now Chris Stewart going down there, and it's been a tough old day.
So Reece Greenhoff wins the hit out from the restart, and he does the roving, kicks the fall, gets the clearance inside 50 now. Oh, someone stuck a hand up. There's almost taken by Burns, got the handball away. Still a hot footy. Ends up with Katharis. Had more time than he thought. Had a flying snap at goal, but missed the lot. There'll be a free kick in the right back pocket for on the full. It will go the way of Liam Kavanagh. Kavanagh plays on, no one on the man on the mark. He gets a handball over the top. Now they're forced to drive long in the Williamson direction. Ball spills to the back. Ismail gets it, can't pick it up. Trent Williams, there's a whistle, free kick for a throw. I think it's going to go the way of Deer Park. So the Deer free kick, or could be holding to Stewart. Umpire said play on. Ball spills to the back. Tester picks it up. Runs boundary line, got a little handball the way. Umpire said it was all right. Now Langwell picks it up inside 50. Handballs to his teammate. Now the quick handball goes to the Burston direction. He's run down in a big tackle. But the ball's socked through for a behind. Didn't see who got that one. That's one behind the way of the Kangaroos either way. They trail by an even 10 goals. 16-18, 114 Deer Park lead Sunshine 7-12-54.
So Booth with the kicking in. Trent Williams allowed an easy jump at it. Takes the mark at left half back. He looks to switch it for Greenhoff, and he takes the mark at full back.
I think both teams are pretty happy to the siren to sound now.
Yeah.
25 gone.
Not a whole lot to be gained or lost from here.
He's playing keepings off here, Deer Park.
So Quick, he's going to give it back. Right deep in defence, Deer Park at the moment. Short ball. Here's Booth again. Bronson Booth. 20 metres from his defensive goal. Goes short for Tester. At the 24.5 minute mark, it's Deer Park by 60. Greenhoff presents into the play again. Right half back. And they finally go with the long kick. Searching up the line. Oh, what a great mark. Terrific stuff by Shannon Burns. He's been superb today.
Just smarts, just led his man slightly under the ball.
Kicked 2 goals, has set up so much more. But they've turned it over with all them monopolising Deer Park. It won't matter. The kick inside 50 was a stray. Trent Williams mops up again, and they can probably start the chain again, and they will. Tim Quick. Stevens wanted it. It went in the McCarg direction. Smart did well to halve the contest. It spills in the Greenhoff direction. Hand pass to McCarg. Floats a hand pass over the top for Stevens. He hoists a kick into the middle. It wasn't his best effort. It worked out okay. It's taken by Britton. And he shares it on the outer side with Tester.
Tester's got plenty of time to pick it up. He does. Goes in the Burns direction. Too much on the kick. So, on the full, I think it is, yeah. Free kick will go the way of the Kangaroos. That'll go to Callahan. 26 minutes. It's ticked over in this final quarter. 60 points the margin. 16-18 Deer Park. Sunshine 7-12. So Callahan drives it to half forward. But it's a good mark taken by Britton. Goes into this, kicks it towards the centre of the ground. Dangerous kick chopped off by Williamson. He gets the handball off quickly to Burston. He goes inside 50, but that's a shocking kick. It's been chopped off by the defenders of Deer Park.
How many times have we said that today?
Plenty. He goes back to Williams. Now to Knight. Handballs over the top to Greenhoff. Now to McCarg. Handballs over top to Ismail. Has time to drop it, but pick it up. Now Knight's got it. He's wrapped up in the tackle. Got it back to Ismail. Then to Quick. He kicks a high ball in his left boot. Can Kavanagh get to the contest? He doesn't. The mark's taken at half forward. That was by Nichols. But the umpire says you got to go back over the mark. And there's no one on the mark, but he decides to play on. Goes in the Perkins direction. Got a couple of hands to it. Kavanagh grabs it. Got it. Callahan tries to help him out. Now the ball ends up with Burns. He's stolen it. Now he runs towards goal and puts it through. 3 to Shannon Burns this afternoon. Deer Park lead by 66 points. 17-18, 120 to Sunshine. 7-12-54 as we've played 27.5 minutes on the final quarter.
And after kicking that goal, Shannon Burns, I think, is coming off for a well-earned rest, and I think we were just having a bit of a debate off air about the best player on the ground, and I think that goal from Shannon Burns might have settled it. He's been outstanding again today.
He has been.
As you would as you would expect, I suppose, from a player with his AFL record, but not all ex-AFL players come back to local footy and star, but Shannon Burns is certainly one who does. He's not the star of this Deer Park team, but he certainly plays a very important role, and when he wants to, he can turn it on, and we have seen that today.
He's just a smart footballer, isn't he? Knows how to get the job done. 28 minutes gone, final term. At the bounce, Greenhoff wins it decisively forward. Wants Ismail to run onto it. He might be cooked. Ben McInerney beat him to it, but that's okay. Burns bursts onto it. He could have got free again. This time he slips the hand pass back. McCarr got it. Jake McKenzie short. Greenhoff again. Gee, if Burns could have slipped the tackle, wouldn't have bet against him to kick another one.
Still got a good turn of foot too, Shannon Burns. He was very quick when he came into the AFL. He's in his mid-30s now, but he still moves better than most.
Well, this is damning. It really is. You know, all the injuries that Sunshine has. If this goes through, it's going to be beyond 70 points. It is a real shellacking. Scott Greenhoff hasn't kicked a goal today, and on the full-time bell from 50 metres out, it's going to be away to the right, and it doesn't register. It's full-time at John McLeod Oval. It might be a behind. We're still not sure. No, it's not. It's a 66-point win to Deer Park. The reigning champs do the job against Sunshine in the grand final rematch. Too strong. They kick 10 goals to 2 after half-time and win handsomely. 17-18, 120 to 7-12-54. The Lions square the ledger at 2-2, and it's something on which they can build with the rest of the season. It's a damning result, though, for Sunshine at 66 points. Not what they're after. They're missing some star power, but they've got a lot of work to do. .9 Win FM, our match of the day. Deer Park, way too good today for Sunshine.
You're listening to the WRFL Match of the Day.